Now we go out and about with Jiminy Glick.
Hello, I'm sitting with my super special guest, the wonderful Jerry Seinfeld.
I just want to say I'm a huge fan of yours.
Oh, well, thank you.
I've always been a fan. I've watched your show for years, even though it's been kind of hard to find sometimes.
I think prime time is a better time for us.
You've been such a great supporter of all of us in show business.
Well, you know,
of course, are not.
Well, I think of myself as a participant of the business.
And yet it doesn't diminish your great joy for being around, for being kind of a barnacle on the hull of show business. And yet you still, it doesn't sour. There's no bitterness about you. That's what I like.
I was a tremendous fan of yours when you did the wonderful show. What was the name of Benson?
Oh, thank you.
You played Frankie on Benson.
That's right.
And you know what I loved about you? So many people, when they guest on these shows, they tend to be very subdued and real, but you were very big and very expressive.
Right.
And you've done such a wonderful job as in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Well, that was in college. That wasn't really professional.
So you did
Not
finish.
unlike this situation.
See, so I lost that bet. And one night we got together and watched your special. You kept going, why do people... I can't remember anything else, but it was the phrasing was very unique.
Right.
Some people would say, boy, he seems so kind of bland and there's a nothingness there, but I don't feel that. I feel that there's a wisdom to you. Just because the eyes are so dull doesn't mean that there's not a machinery of wheels clicking away. And then you see your show. There's the stout little boy who seems concerned, and then the frazzled one who's my personal favorite, and then the young girl from SNL.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Did you ever keep up with them?
Oh, sure. I talk to him all the time.
You went, oh, sure, and your voice went real, oh, sure,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
it was a
sure.
lie. Let me get this straight. You used their talent, and you discarded them away.
That's pretty much the way it works.
Yes. Did you know Cesar Romero?
Sure. He played the Joker in Batman, the TV series.
No, I don't mean as a fan, dear. I mean, did you ever get to hang out with him, play Pinochle?
Well, no. I was 12. He was 70. So we didn't cross paths.
Who don't you like in show? Who are you fed up with?
I don't really have anybody.
Delta Burke?
I'm a little tired of her. Yeah.
I knew it! I really should be a clairvoyant.
I've never seen a shirt collar actually go up like that. I don't mean to get personal, but there's only 2 buttons of your shirt visible before the shirt goes into the pants. I mean, the distance from the top of your shirt to your belt is 3 inches.
I'll tell you why, it's Pilates.
I know you've been on every diet.
And how have you kept the weight down?
I keep it down because I've been successful at doing what I wanted to do.
Oh, and what
Because
was
a lot
that?
of people that are in show business are frustrated, and the frustration leads to eating and deviant sexual behavior.
What are you trying to say, Jerry Seinfeld?
I'm saying that, deviant is however you define it.
Are you inferring that I'm a deviant?
No, I know you've got 4 sons.
I have 4 boys, 4 wonderful, strapping boys. Morgan, Mason, Matthew, and Modine.
And what is your wife's name?
Dixie.
How many years have you been married?
23 years of loving. And she knows that I'm someone who just needs it.
So you lie on top of her with this body.
Now, wait a second, Jerry.
There's a person that will allow you to get on top of them and sweat like I imagine you're doing now.
Why do I have to put up with
For
it?
8 to 11 minutes. At least 4 times.
Now, wait a second. Let's talk about you, if you're so wise. Are you saying that you never went through a period where you sweated too much or you were 300 pounds overweight?
If I sweat, it's from exercise or because the weather is warm.
Are these the wonderful little observations that you put in your shoes?
A blind man could make these observations.
No, but
You're overweight, frustrated, unsuccessful, stammering, stuttering, sweating, completely out of your element individual.
Aren't you kind?
And yet you make it work.
Thank you again, wonderful, wonderful Jerry.
Thank you,
Thank you
Jiminy.
for being who you are. This is Jiminy Glick talking to my old friend, Jerry Seinfeld. Okay, where's my car? I gotta go.
Primetime Glick will be back after this. Now we go out and about with Jiminy Glick.
I am here with one of the most luscious cupcakes, Miss Yum Yum herself, the fabulous Julia Lewis.
No, it's Julia.
Julia.
Louis.
Louis.
Dreyfus.
What's your childhood like, Julia Louis-Dreyfus?
It was a nice childhood. I was born, I have sisters, I have nice parents, and...
See, I wanted more from that question. Well, thank God for the shoes. You went to Northwestern University.
Yes, I did.
Let me just see this.
Yeah, put those on.
Yes.
God,
yes.
those are attractive.
Thank you very much. I love it. And you met your husband there.
I did.
The wonderful Richard Louis-Dreyfus.
No, that is not my husband.
He's not your husband.
No, people often make that mistake.
They do, I bet.
His name isn't Louis-Dreyfus, so his name is Richard Dreyfus with 2 S's, and I'm Louis-Dreyfus with 1 S.
And you married Richard after or before?
I didn't marry Richard, in fact.
You lived together in sin because that was the era.
I'm married to Brad Hall, Jiminy.
But you took Richard Dreyfus's surname. Why?
It's just so pretty.
Tell me about your children.
Well, they're just darling.
And how were the births?
And, well, they were C-sections, in fact.
What does that mean? You hear all about it. You're not talking C-section.
They cut you wide open and they pull it out.
Why wouldn't you just do it like the Indians did long ago? They didn't have anyone cutting in. They were their tubes.
No, they just squatted and out they came.
And that was during conception.
Oh.
Let me talk about Seinfeld. Seinfeld, I love it. I could talk about Seinfeld. It's just the most wonderful. It's a groundbreaking show because of its originality. And you danced in that wonderful show about masturbation.
Well, I didn't dance in that show. That was a separate show. First there was
I read somewhere that someone...
Oh, Lord, have mercy. I'll see you. Let me help you get up. Would you like me to help you?
I don't know how that happened.
Well, I think
That's
you just...
one of those things. Well, I mean, it's...
You need a hand? Here.
Yeah, there you go. Good. Where is she? What happened
I'm
to
right
what's
here,
her face?
darling.
Oh, there you are, dear. Tell me about... What was I asking you?
I have no idea, but are you all right?
Oh, Danny DeVito. You worked in Jack the Bear.
I did.
And he's one of the richest men in Hollywood, I think, if you go by square inch. But who have been your big influences, your idols? Who have you liked?
Well, let's see. Who have I liked? Well, of course, there's Mary Tyler Moore.
She's lovely.
And who else is there? Let's think.
Viv Vance.
Well, I'm sorry she passed on, but... Are you all right?
Why did I bring that name up?
Are you all right? Oh, sorry.
Pull it together, boy. Pull it together, boy. Pull it together, boy. Pull it together, boy. You did the Clairol ads.
I did.
Ow. You did the Clairol ads.
Yeah, I did the Clairol ads for a couple of years.
And I've been told that without that rinse, it's full B. Arthur.
That is true, Jiminy.
You're gray.
Totally great.
I can't believe it. I wouldn't want to see it. So this has been really fun. Damn your PR people, because they made it difficult.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh, my goodness. The demands were unbelievable, dear. You have to know that, because a lot of you stars don't know what they demand.
I'd like to hear the list.
It had to be Schweppes ginger ale, and there had to be straws.
Yep.
And straws, I mean, we're at war, dear. So, but I'm not, this is not the point. The point is I'm happy you came, I'm happy you came, I'm thrilled you came, I'm happy you came, and I'm happy you came. And I want to thank you. I want to wish you the best of luck. I want you to say hello to your hubby.
Richard Dreyfus.
Yes. And let this always be a reminder to you that you
Yes.
are a special spirit. Thank you very much. Oh, I hadn't heard the laugh yet. Oh, well, that can be taken out in editing. This is Jiminy Glick, and I've been with everyone's favorite Elaine.
Julia.
Yeah, interview's over, so we don't talk so much anymore.
Now we go out and about with Jiminy Glick.
I'm here in the wonderful, hallowed halls of NBC. And I'm talking with one of the great hosts, the wonderful Conan O'Brien. Conan O'Brien, how are you?
I'm fine.
You look wonderful.
You
look at
look-
your wonderful head of hair.
Isn't that nice?
And is there a rinse in there? Let me see a better peek because
No, that's...
from the pictures, it looks different.
Those are some glasses, by the way. Those are
Thank
great.
you. Thank you very much. Well, you know,
Windshield of a Buick. That's very nice.
Windshield of a Buick.
Hey, you
But
like
you see,
that?
that's not a scripted line.
See, I just
and
came...
that's
Can I tell you
improvisation.
something? Can I tell you something? A lot of talk show hosts are stand-up comedians. When I came on the scene, people said, "Who is this guy? He's not a stand-up."
I was one of
Improv. You were one of them.
Yes,
You very
yes.
loudly said. You loudly said at a meeting of the NBC affiliates, "This cannot work. This man is not a stand-up comedian. He will fail." Remember you said that?
Yes, I said, what is Bob right on?
But I'm an improviser.
We've talked about your hair color, and again, it's vivid, and it's vibrant.
Do you think it's too big? Do you think it's too much that I puff it out for the
I
show?
don't know now that you've got the pickup if you need to puff it up so much, and that's just my opinion.
Sort of relax a little bit.
When you were in that phase when it was every 6 days, like
I was being renewed every 30 minutes.
I would keep the hair blower going during actual interviews.
Oh no,
You
her
don't
breath
know,
was fine.
and then suddenly you don't know. Well,
You were frightened by your fingers?
You know what it is? I'm not wearing my glasses. And I thought a little person had stepped in and was going to shoot me or something, and it was my own finger. But I think that what's interesting about you is that you have an insider's knowledge of show business.
I've done it all.
You've done it all.
And I've done them all.
You've done them all. So you wouldn't hear Letterman say something like that?
No, he's not that good.
Where does a Conan O'Brien go from here?
Well,
You can't do this forever, dear boy.
have you heard me sing? I have a very high and pretty voice for a man, and I think that's...
Could you sing something for us now? I mean, something that...
Silent night, oh, holy night, all is calm and all is bright.
Run yon virgin mother and child, hail infant so
Tender and mild,
sleep.
That's not a word.
What is it?
You just went I knew-nya. That's not a...
I
We
mean,
could have
there's
had a
group.
nice... We could have had a nice ending, and then you just went too far.
See, this is what I've heard about you, and again, I've heard that you can be fun, cooperative, but there's a snap.
Do you understand what kind of pressure I'm under?
What pressure are you? You've got a 5-year pickup. You're making $4,000 or $5,000 a month now. What would be your concern? The ladies love you. They think...
They do.
And you're hip. Everyone says, oh, you're so hip.
Yeah.
You're so hip. And when it goes away, and it will go away, and I think it might have gone away.
About a year and a half ago,
Is someone
yeah.
left with a sense of emptiness, Conan O'Brien?
I sometimes, when the show's over, I don't know how much time you have, but...
Oh, we haven't been taping for a while.
When the show's over, sometimes everyone else leaves right away, and I often stay here on the set, and they turn off the lights, and sometimes there's a lone spotlight just on me, and it can get very poignant. Some people question, well, why stay for that?
Excuse me, just wants to keep that. Hello? Oh, hi, Dixie, how are you? No, I'm doing this interview with this guy, Conan O'Brien. I don't know him either, but he's lots of fun. He's a big shocker right here. It's like watching, when we watch Here's Lucy at
I
night.
was telling you about a pretty sad...
No, and I want to hear about it because it's really interesting. No, tell Morgan those things are called bucket seats. And they're called bucket seats for a reason.
I don't...
Put Morgan on. No.
I don't lower my defenses often. It's rare when a comedian would open up...
Please, buddy. I'm dealing with my son Morgan wants to put a whole bunch of groceries in a bucket seat. And he doesn't want to use a bag. He just wants to keep them loose in the bucket seat. And I'm upset, and I really want to get back to you. But ultimately, this is my life. Oh. She hung up. I got fed up. Well, this has been fun. You really are a true sport. Because I'll tell you why. What have I done? Someone explain to me what the hell has gone on.
Primetime Glick. We'll be back after this.
Magnificent star. And his name is Ben Stiller. Look at you.
Nice
Look
to
at
see you.
Nice to see you. Oh, yes. Very familiar.
Thank you. That's a wonderful shirt you've got.
Thank you very much. My wife Dixie picked it out for
Dixie.
for a Hanukkah gift.
Really?
And we're Buddhists.
We're
So
really?
it gets very confusing.
That's got-
She
I-
was Baha'i.
Baha'i.
Yes,
Wonderful
for a
faith.
long time, and she was chanting for a while, and that's when I found her. You were a child of famous people.
Yes.
Just like Liza Minnelli and Lorna Luft, who don't speak. What do you think that's about?
I don't know them, and I wouldn't want to try to even figure out what that dynamic is. I'd imagine growing up in a show business household, there's a lot of egos. And
There's egos,
there is,
and there was ego in your
Yes.
home.
There is always ego.
There's
and,
egos, and people are
But also
wonderful.
loving and touching and warmth and good
And
things,
there's wonderful.
too.
So you never
Yes.
had a falling out with your parents?
No. I mean, there was the normal child, wanting to kind of separate himself, and I wanted to kind of find my own
I've heard
identity.
enough about that. I can't really keep going there. You were on SNL. Oh, I loved you. I loved your character. That's the ticket. That was wonderful. You were wonderful on that show.
That was Jon Lovitz. I wasn't really there for that long. I was only there for about 5 weeks.
You failed.
I left.
You were no good on
I
it.
couldn't figure out how to make it work for me.
Well, why didn't you just write some sketches and come up with some characters, slick the hair back and get a laugh? Was that too tricky for you?
I was young, I was inexperienced, I was trying to find my way.
And because you were Jerry Stiller's son, that carried a lot of weight on you.
There was a certain expectation, maybe.
And you weren't delivering, because he used to be funny, and he would always get the laughs, and your mother and father are so gifted. So when you went out there, I would imagine, and just bombed and bored people so desperately, it made people feel like maybe you shouldn't hang around.
Well, you can't fail anonymously when you're the child of
I like that
celebrity.
quote. Can I use that? Can I use
You
that?
can use that.
Can
And
you?
it's a quote I've used before.
What was it
but
again? Because I can't remember.
You can't fail anonymously. You
Can't fail
learn.
anonymously.
You know, we all start out and we're not really that great, and then we have to kind of figure out who we are. And
Let me ask you something. There's so much I want to ask about. There's so much. Your father. Let's talk about Jerry Stiller. He's in the wonderful series Queer as Folk. No. What series is he in?
You're mistaken. He's on King of Queens.
Oh, that's what they're calling it now.
Yes.
And your mother is Anne Heche, and she's had the worst time of it, hasn't she? She's had this because she thought she was a lesbian.
No.
And then she thought she was a normal person. And then before you know it, she's talking to aliens. How weird is it to be the daughter of clearly someone who's that insane?
I couldn't tell you that because, unfortunately, you've got her mixed up. That's not Anne Heche, it's Anne Mira.
Anne Mira.
Right.
See, I like her better than Anne Heche.
Yes,
Well, no
well,
wonder you've got all that DNA racing for you, all that comedic DNA that's got to be wonderful. Do you have demons, Ben Stiller?
I think we all have demons,
You have
Jiminy. I think we all do. I think we all have a dark side that we
dark
have to
side. A dark
that we have to
side.
keep in check on some level.
Michael Jackson had a dark side, and he dealt with it.
Well, what are your issues, Jim? If I can turn the tables for a second.
I don't
Because
like-
You come out here and you do this so well, and you relate to people so well, but people are interested to know what you're about and who the real Jiminy is when the cameras go off, and you sit down for 5 seconds in front of a TV set or a sun lamp or whatever it is you do to relax and unwind. And am I going into a place I
No,
shouldn't go?
it's just you caught me off guard.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're
Well,
very-
you know what? I'm
you're
just
very
saying
good.
that people are interested because they like you and they relate to you and they feel that they know you.
I have things I've chosen to hide through the years. I, for example, will never squash an ant.
Really?
I'll behead it. I'll take its head and cut it off.
Oh, my Lord.
Why do I do that?
I
If you're so big, this big producer of Zoolander, and everyone's a big hit, and everyone's supposed to kiss
I don't
your
know.
butt,
I don't
why do I decapitate ants?
I'm just trying to, on one level, of course, there's a question why you do it, and the other question is how you actually can do that, because that's
Well, you need
microsurgery of some
no,
type.
you need tweezers.
Tweezers.
I often carry tweezers. Oh, I loved you in Something About Mary.
Oh, thank you.
Something About
Thank you.
Mary. And what was that in your hair? Was it guy goop?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Guy goop.
It was
It's-
guy goop. It wasn't real guy goop.
It wasn't real.
Does that
because
disgust you? I don't want to.
No, it doesn't disgust me,
Okay.
but a lot of people have told me that it was real guy goop. Someone who worked on the show.
Really?
They said he used real guy goop.
Oh, that's disgusting.
But
That's
I
horrible.
was hoping that it wasn't real guy goop.
I can tell you it wasn't. It wasn't. Because it was hanging off the ear in the scene.
Well, guy goop can do that.
Have you had that experience?
I'm not going to go into details because I don't reveal. It's in my book, however. If you want
Okay.
to pick it up, it's on tape.
I'd love to hear that story.
And when you got your little wiener caught in the zipper.
Yes.
That must have been something. Did you really do that, or
No.
was that another prop?
That was a prop. That
Because it
was-
happened to me once.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
It was terrible. Liza Minnelli was opening in Victor Victoria, and I raced to the theater and suddenly I zipped my little wiener in there.
Too
and I
anxious to
just
get-
left it out because I didn't want to be late. Because you know. And then next thing I know, Liz Smith comments on it.
Really?
Yes, she said it looked like a Shih Tzu on a little wiener, and I thought that was cruel. The press can be cruel.
I think that's their job. Their job is to
be
stir it
cruel.
up. Just stir it up. You know,
Stir
they
it
need
up.
something to write about, right?
But it's not fair as a Ben Stiller.
No, it's not fair. But this is what we signed up for, isn't it? I mean, this is, we knew we were going to get this when we went into show business.
Sorry, you're losing me.
The press.
press.
The
No,
idea
I
that they're
brought
going to
up the
write
press,
about you.
dear.
If you want to do this, what we do for a living, to entertain people.
Yes.
And I really consider you as much an entertainer as anybody.
So
Going-
far, I'm with you. It was when you kept talking after that.
Right.
It was just a.
I'm just
my
saying you
whole
can't
life-
not. You can't.
You can't what? Just finish the thought, dear.
Okay, thank you. What I'm trying to.
what is with the phlegm? We've covered
just
demons.
not gonna finish.
We've covered.
Yeah.
What are we going to say?
No,
There's more?
forget it. No, there's
Oh,
not.
because you know what? Finally, there's only so much tape.
Okay.
I think that this has been so much fun.
This has been fun.
I want to say thank you. Thank you for being who you are, and thank. What does that smell like to
It
you?
smells fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh.
It doesn't. Not to me. This has been Jiminy Glick. I've been sitting with Ben
Stiller.
Stiller. And he is really something, and he's on the rise. This has been fun. Thank you. Thank
Good.
you.
It's okay.
No, you can let go now. See, the touching. Touching is, it's too needy.
Primetime Glick. We'll be back after this.
Please welcome Jack Black. Hi, Jack.
Hi.
America loves you because you're cuddly and you're warm. And what is it that you give off? Tell me what you think America loves you most about, that you have a feeling of.
I don't know if all of America likes me,
No.
but certainly the stoners have enjoyed my work.
The stoners.
Yeah.
That people on reefer.
Yeah,
Smoking spliffs.
yeah, I think they relate to me. There's not many of us out there who represent the stony dudes and chicks.
Stony
America.
dudes and chicks. It's wonderful. People are high. Flying high, smoking, passing a doobie, and hoping not to bogart it. I love those people. You once said, and I want to read this because I hate to misquote people. You once said, hold that there, please. You once said, never for a second did I think of myself as the sexiest guy in the world. That's a wonderful quote. Is that just based on reviews?
I just don't see myself as sexy. I still,
But I think you are.
You
I think
do?
you're. Yes, I do.
Oh.
I think that you exude a warmth in your eyes. It's almost like having Aldo Ray back. Yeah, you probably get that all the time. Tell me about Thelonious D.
It's actually Tenacious D.
That's what I meant.
That's my band.
Oh, your band. Oh, you have a band.
It's kind of a rock band with comedy
Hold on, please, I'm
elements.
sorry. Oh, I want to hear this too, because whenever an actor gets talking about his band, I'm so there. Hello? Oh, hi, Dixie. How are you? Oh, that's wonderful. Morgan has 3 molars, and they've been removed, and he's been missing for 2 days because they found him. Oh, they found him there. Well, he's got to be sponge bath then, before brought home. Yes, I won't have that smell in the house. Thank you. What were you talking? Jack Black.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
We were talking about my band.
So you're up there and do you sing, boy?
I do a little singing.
You do singing.
Yeah.
And are you a soprano, bass?
I'm not a soprano, but I have some high notes in me.
Oh, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
But of all the things you've done, your performance as Monty in Touched by an Angel. What was it like working with Della Reese?
I'm glad that it was such a moving experience for you. I don't know if I had any scenes with Della.
Della Reese is the head angel.
Right.
She looks like Pepe Le Pew.
Right.
She's gone natural. It's a big mistake, big mistake. It's a hairdo from hell. But she's wonderful.
Right.
Well, watch Della Reese, and Dixie will say no and speak. Della's on. I think she says it. Dixie drinks, and there's a heavy slur at nighttime, so I think she's saying that. And we saw you as Monty, and you just nailed the mother. You really did.
Thank you.
Thank you. These could
You're
be
welcome.
washed. And you did Waterworld.
Yeah.
That did well.
No,
It didn't?
not really.
Waterworld with the wonderful Kevin. Is he nice?
You know, I didn't have any scees with Kevin.
I love that opening scene when he wakes up and he urinates and then he drinks it. He gets his sausage out and he whizzes into a bottle and it goes through a contraption and then lo and behold he can drink it.
Yeah.
What's that about?
That's the way you conserve your liquids in a new world where
Has Jack Black ever drank his own whiz water?
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. You're on top of your game, boy. All right. And then you did High Fidelity, and you played a boisterous, attention-seeking friend. So again,
Yes.
big stretch.
Yeah.
Wonderful. You worked with Jim Carrey on Cable Guy.
That's true. I had a little part in that.
Oh, he's gone very serious now.
He's doing some real stretching.
He really is. 'Cause
Unlike me with all my stony parts.
No, but you do them well. And the
Thank
similarity, I think, is constant and consistent.
I always try to mix it up. Because I'm doing different drugs in each movie, at least.
Well, I think that's what gives you range.
Yeah. No.
What's nice about seeing you in the screen is you're not worried about an ounce of surprise.
Right.
And I think that's your strength.
That's
well-
horrible to say.
Oh,
I
is
like
it?
surprises. I like to surprise myself.
I don't.
Oh.
I was prepared for nothing. So this has been absolutely fun. Normally, I ask my guests to join me in an after-show steam.
Oh, really?
Yes, but anyway, good to see you.
Oh.
And this has been fun. Jack Black, he's as current as anyone can be. I love him. Off you go now.
Oh,
Thank
okay. Thank you.
Yes. I didn't like him. Got nothing from him. This is what I wanted to do. Where's my lunch? Hello, I'm Jiminy Glick. The show is Lalawood, and I'm here on the set of the wonderful Norm Show. Yes, Norm Crosby has a show, and it's shot every day at Warner Brothers. And here is the wonderful cast member, Marty Lange.
No, it's Artie.
Artie
It's
Lange.
Yeah.
How wonderful it is to be who you are.
Yeah,
Who are you exactly? What is your background? You were a Teamster originally.
I was actually a longshoreman.
Longshoreman! Oh, I hope that isn't too much information for us to know. Because I've been to the shore, and when they're long, you can't help but notice. Let me ask you something. You worked with the wonderful Ben Stiller.
No.
You
What?
didn't work with Ben
Oh,
Stiller.
no, I did, actually. Yeah, I was in the movie Mystery Men.
Mystery Men
Mystery
with
Men,
Ben
yeah.
Stiller. And Paul Rubens. Is that true? You were in the film with Paul Rubens?
Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, he was,
Who's Pee Wee Herman?
he's Paul Rubens.
Paul Rubens. Yes. No, I know Paul Rubens.
Oh, you do?
Well, I don't know Paul, but I know his agent, a wonderful boy named Blackie. And I met him once at a kind of a beef and jerky place
Right.
near Malibu. And we were sitting there talking. I said, "Who you represent?" And he said, "I represent Shields from Shields and Yarnell, and I represent Paul Rubens." And I said, "Oh my God, Paul Rubens, who's he?" And he said, "Pee Wee Herman." And then I remembered the scandal, because I think Hollywood scandals are a shame. Marty, don't you think? Artie.
Yeah.
Don't you think Hollywood scandals are scandalous in a way?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially with what happened to Paul Rubens was a little embarrassing.
What happened to Paul Rubens?
He was caught, in a theater.
Oh no!
Yeah.
And what was and let me guess, the film was Tess.
The film was Captain Ron.
Captain Ron, I think that's fun, that Kurt Russell. And a wonderful eye patch with a stern attitude and a certain waves that make you want to sleep and reflect. You worked on the wonderful Lost and Found with David Spade.
Right.
He's
yeah.
mean.
Yeah, he was pretty mean.
Is it because he's so tiny?
I think so. I think he has like
He's
a Napoleon thing.
A
you know?
Napoleon thing.
Right. Yeah.
With a full wig.
I think it's a
Yes,
full
he
one.
once was very mean to me at an opening, and I was stunned because I didn't know who he was.
Oh,
And so he took umbrage. And he's suddenly, before you know it, he's making fun of my wife Dixie and my 4 boys, Morgan, Mason, Matthew, and Modine. And I didn't know what to say. Like, hold on, please. Sorry.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
I give this number out to so few. And when it rings, I'm always curious. But I think the phone is like that.
Yeah.
Hello? Oh, hi, Dixie. How are you? Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, that's wonderful! Morgan got his driver's license.
Oh, that's great. Tell Modine I said hi.
Marty Lange says hello to Modine. Oh, let's get a cake in. Let's get cake and candles in. Almost do it in the shape of a car. That's wonderful. Oh, she hung up. We didn't expect him to pass because he's not the brightest of bulbs.
How old is he?
31 years of age.
Yeah, okay.
31 years of age. You lived in New Jersey.
I did, yeah, that's where I grew up.
And you are the sister of Katie Lang, the lesbian.
No, well, no, I'm not related to her, but I wouldn't be someone's sister. I'd be a brother.
You would be the brother, of course.
Right.
One person said to me that I looked so damn boyish. They said, oh my God, you look so damn boyish. At first I thought you were Katie Lang. I didn't know who she was at the time, but it was a wonderful compliment. Oh my goodness, you did a show called Live on Tape. I don't want to hear about that. Have you talked about Mad TV?
No, I don't think
What's Mad
so.
TV?
It's a show on Fox.
You really had not much of a career, have you?
No.
And so let me guess. I'm talking to you
Right.
because you're on the cast and it would be awkward without it.
Right, I guess so.
That's wonderful.
This is just filler.
Well, Artie Lange, it's been wonderful talking to you. I don't think we'll use it, but it's still good to have it on tape for private functions. This is Jiminy Glick. The show is Lalawood. We're at the Norm set. And I've been moderately interested. Thank you.
Now we go out and about with Jiminy Glick.
Where is this Glick guy?
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I'm so sorry that I'm... They had a director's cut of The Sterile Cuckoo, and I love that film. So I was late and I couldn't get a cab. But I want to say thank you, Chevy Chase, for being here. You're such a big star, aren't you? You went to Massachusetts Institute of Technology.
Yes, that's correct.
Did you ever run into Ted Kennedy?
Yes, I did, but
Was he
not,
drunk,
but much later than
stumbling,
that.
with a big bulbous nose,
No, actually,
saying, I would
tripped
like
over him.
some young girls?
He gets made fun of
But
like
those
that.
Kennedy boys are really... Do you think there's a curse on the Kennedy boys?
I hope not, because they're friends of mine, and if this airs, you're finished.
How did you know that Saturday Night Live
Yes.
was the thing to do? Because it was, I think, when we first discovered you, wasn't it, Chevy Chase?
That's when we knew it was Chevy Chase.
I love when you do that thing. I'm Chevy Chase and you're not.
Oh,
Isn't that wonderful?
You're too kind.
How did you come up with that, Chevy?
Oh, God, I don't know. It just came out. You know?
It just came out.
Yeah.
And then you made all these movies, these wonderful movies, Chevy Chase, and you became a multi-thousandaire by doing such films as All of Me. What was your favorite film?
What?
What was your favorite film?
That I made, you mean?
Yes.
Three Amigos.
Three Amigos. And why was that?
Well, because I had one really good comedian in it with me.
Steve Martin.
Yes.
There's so many people.
Your
There's
fingers
so many
still
people.
smell, apparently.
I don't want to tell you what.
I don't wanna
There's
know.
so many. There,
You know, it could be gas. Jiminy.
No, easy does it. Let me help you out. No.
I'm sorry. What?
I think you have a seat here.
Oh. Back to Three Amigos.
I think it's all right.
No. I don't want to hurt your...
Boy, I tell you.
Sorry.
You know, you got to watch your weight.
I don't know how that...
I would jog or something.
Do you know what happens? I'm a late night snacker. That's what does me. I can fast all day. I can fast from 8 p.m. until 8:30, and then the next thing I know, it's bologna sandwiches. One with a little ketchup.
You mean
one with a little
8:30?
mustard.
Just a half an hour you can
Half an
fast.
hour of full fasting.
Yeah.
Was Dickie Smothers mean?
He was a mean guy.
Do you think that happens a lot in show business when
I don't
people
know.
aren't that
Take
funny?
Joan Crawford.
I met her once. Years ago, I was working at Chasen's, and I was with a whole bunch of busboys, and people would come in and be charming. I remember Richard Chamberlain always was charming to us, very kind. If you didn't have a ride, he was there to provide one.
I'll bet he was.
But then Joan Crawford came in, and she had about 7 vodka stingers, and she was in a bit of a stupor. But she was very kind to us eventually as we just dragged her out like this because she couldn't walk.
Yeah.
But it was Joan Crawford. It was good. Oh, this is wonderful. You got Harvard's Hasty Pudding Award. Hasty Pudding Award.
Yes.
And that's when they put you in a gown.
No, that's when they do a play with all of their guys.
But ultimately, you end up in a dress.
Well, I do later in the evening.
Who doesn't? Before we go, do a little bit of Jiminy cricket.
Boy, I haven't been asked to do that in a long time.
Well,
You
after
ready?
you see it, we'll know why.
Should I do it? Or are you going to be...
I want to see
You're awfully mean, you know. You come off as a nice
my
guy,
God,
but you get kind of rude.
I love you, Chevy Chase.
Well, intentions are everything.
Let's see,
I'm going to give you
your
that.
Jiminy cricket.
All right. And don't
I wanna see
add the other part.
I want it all.
All right. When you wish upon a star.
It's just one of your many people.
Well, I can do other guys.
Who else do you do, Chevy Chase? Because I'm familiar with one.
I can do, and a lot of people don't know this,
Yes.
I can't do them.
Oh, well, I'm glad
It
you
wouldn't
set
be
it
fair.
up. Well, okay. Thank you again. This has been Chevy Chase. I've had the most. Ow!
Ooh.
Ow!
You see, you've got to get in shape.
I've broken a capillary.
You've got to do some sit-ups, maybe change your diet.
Change my diet.
Primetime Glick will be back after this. Now we go out and about with Jiminy Glick.
I am sitting talking with an absolute Comedy Central star. And I know what you're thinking. The sentence doesn't make sense. But this boy is very popular. His name is Jon Stewart, and he's on a Comedy Central show.
Nice to see
Welcome,
you.
Jon Stewart. Nice to see you.
Thank you so much for having me on in season 15.
We're scraping the bottom of the barrel, boy. But you're one of our better bookings.
Thank you.
And I'm thrilled to have you.
Thank you.
Look at the glint in your eye.
I got excited when you said that. You're truly, I'm a fan. I've been following your career.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. This is going to be fun. There's so many things I want to ask you. The whole spelling of the name thing.
Yeah.
Jon. There's
Yeah.
no H.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, a celebration of counterculturism. What do you think about that thing that I just said to you?
I think it's stupid, in a way, but in a way that makes me respect you.
Oh, thank you. You share a birthday with Anna Nicole Smith.
I did not realize that.
Yes, she wears a 57D belt at this point. And she is a beautiful... Do you ever see her show?
I have seen her show.
Is that on Comedy Central?
It's not.
It's not.
And the show is, in my eyes, this close to honestly being a criminal offense.
It's
a
that
felony.
good.
It's, yes.
You wrote a book called Naked Pictures of Famous People.
That's right.
Did you actually have people naked in it?
No.
Because I think naked pictures of famous people would be fun. I have a photograph of Jon Lovitz naked, and it's the most frightening thing you've ever seen.
I would think that
It's
would
like
be
a
the
Ken
case.
doll down there. There's simply nothing there.
Nothing at all.
There's not a hint of
Not even
anything.
a-
You don't know. No, you don't know what it is.
Is it in some ways, is it beautiful? Is it-
No, it's grotesquely disgusting. It's everything that's hideous. And yet, he lives with it, and he's done very well. You know, that's the ticket. He does all that thing.
In some respects, that might be the fuel. The lack of genitalia is the fuel.
Oh, God. You're really clever, aren't you?
I had 2 psychology classes, and I think that's really helped me.
Oh, my goodness.
Sum people up and dismiss them.
Everything you say is clever to me. Let's talk about The Daily Show.
Oh, yes.
And you had to replace Craig Kilborn.
That is correct.
Were you scared?
Petrified.
Those are big shoes.
Very big shoes.
You don't like him.
I don't know the man.
You don't know the man.
I don't like the man.
You don't like that.
I'm afraid of what I don't know. How do you see through me?
Because you're very transparent.
Oh.
And I think it's because you give off nothing and nothing really lands, I think it makes me understand more about you. I see desperation, I see flop sweat galore. And yet I see a guy who's ready to excel in everything he attempts to do. And I think that's why you are in Comedy Central. Can you imagine if you were in real show business, where you'd be then? Good for you, and 3 cheers for you. Now, don't touch! Thanks. Well, this has been absolute. You quit smoking, and I'm glad of
Yes,
that.
thank you.
And what prompted you? You read some literature on it.
What happened was I used to buy cigarettes and I used to tamp them. I used to get them. And
Tamp them?
You take your pack and I'll show you with a donut. You would take it and you would, do you understand what I'm saying? That's how you would make sure that the cigarettes would be in the right
Keep going. This is good.
order when you. I was addicted to cigarettes. I used cigarettes to fill a hole in me, an emotional void. I don't know if that's something you could understand.
What kind of voice was this?
It was an activity that I did to make myself feel better, to scratch a deep itch that
Was this something?
when I was sad,
When you were sad, how did you handle sadness?
I smoked. It was a behavior that I thought I didn't have control over, and
So you felt vulnerable?
I felt vulnerable. And while in the short term it made me feel better, in the long term I realized that whether my mother loved me or not, this wasn't going to be the answer.
Well, this has been fun. I want to say thank you, Jon Lovitz. And please, come back and join us.
Jiminy, I'm so sorry. We're going to have to do that again. They didn't get it. Yeah,
No problem. This has been Jon Stewart. He's on Comedy Central, and he's a hero. I love you. Thank you, Jon.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you. Oh. I think this is yours. There you go.
Primetime Glick. We'll be back after this.
Fasten your G-spots because here comes the mummy's worst enemy, Brendan Fraser.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you, Brendan? It's Brendan Fraser. Then sit down, won't you, Brendan Fraser? You sit right there, boy. You sit right there. And hug. Now that what? First of all, would you like any of these?
Sure.
There you go. Let me ask you something. You do this. I love seeing a Brendan Fraser movie. Because, oh, let me have it. Missed. How could I have missed?
Brendan Fraser movies.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Your first film was Encino Man.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. You played Link.
I did, yeah.
Then you played a Jew. You played a Jewish man.
Yes, I did.
And that was risky to play a Jew in Hollywood. In the 90s. What went through your head taking that kind of risk?
Well, I made sure that it was a film that had meaning.
But why a Jew?
Well, the character was actually just a kid. He was a football player, and he just wanted to belong. And he was willing to do anything to be a part of a group, even to deny who he was fundamentally as a person.
That's wrong. That's wrong. You should embrace whoever you are.
Well, that was the point
If you're a Buddhist, be happy you're a Buddhist. If you're a Muslim, be happy that you're Muslim. If you're Episcopalian, hide that fact. You were raised in Holland, Switzerland, and Canada.
Yes.
Isn't that a strange thing to have said about you?
I was born in the United States, and my parents are Canadian.
Yes.
So it feels kind of like I was raised by Canadians.
But you were there.
Like Tarzan.
How complicated is this? It's like saying, I was born in Germany, and my parents were British, and I feel like, I don't know, sometimes I was raised by British people. I mean, isn't there...
I take your point, Jiminy.
Yeah, I mean, you'd tell me if you'd had a major construction accident on the way to this taping, wouldn't you? Yeah, I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would. So your childhood was tragic moving around, right?
No, it wasn't tragic.
It seems tragic to me. When you were in Holland, did you wear wooden shoes? And if you did, what size? And if you did all those two things, what color?
My shoes were red.
Why would you wear red wooden shoes?
Well, because Jiminy, it was Holland, and Dutch people wear red shoes.
Shh. Just because Hollywood pays you millions of dollars to make your movies does not mean that I have to sit here and listen to such garbage. I don't care about Holland, and I don't care about your shoes. I have 14 other questions, none of which interest me, but I've got to ask them. Thank you very much. I don't ask much. 1998, People magazine. 50 top most beautiful people in the world. Isn't that an honor? Isn't that an honor? Don't you feel honored by that?
I appreciate the recognition.
Oh, the recognition. I'm telling you, I made the cover of Farm Animal. 10 most likely celebrities to pull a plow one day. That's not the same thing. I'd much rather have the beautiful thing. You made Gods and Monsters Ball. Was Billy Bob Thornton fun? What?
No, the film was Gods and Monsters. I worked with Sir Ian McKellen and Redgrave. Yes.
And then Redgrave.
That's right.
Is she the one who showed her wanted to nurse on the set of a sitcom and caused a lot of people were upset because she wanted to whip out her boobies and nurse? And she sued CBS and won, thank God, because they're pigs. What scares a Brendan Fraser?
What scares a Brendan Fraser?
What did I just say?
Well, not a lot, actually. I just, my son was born on September 7th.
Wonderful! His son was born! Why aren't you applauding? That's good news.
And I kind of feel rewired and more comfortable.
Well, it certainly energized you. But I'm going to say this, that you are one of the great leading men, smart, funny, comedian-type persons. And you come out there, you come out here as one of the nice people, and you feel the love and the wave. And, oh, we're out of time, good. Brendan Fraser, ladies and gentlemen.
Jiminy will be right back with Ice Cube.
Is it raining? Oh my goodness, that was wonderful, Adrian. Where have I heard that, though?
It was a number that was cut during the out-of-town tryouts.
I remember. Oh, I remember. After supper, Billy Bob Thornton and Effie were dirty dancing to it in the hot tub. And the next morning, Jorge had to pump over a gallon of chlorine into that water just to regain clarity. Anyway, oh, there they are. You all know my next guest as the bald-headed neurotic from Seinfeld. He was also wonderful as the bald-headed spokesman for KFC commercials, and I believe he was the bald guy from Night Court. Let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the hairless wonder himself, Jason Alexander.
Let's see me. Let's. Oh, God.
Pleasure to see you. That's very good. Good to see you.
Thank you very much.
It's very exciting to have you here.
Well, it's exciting to be here.
Jason Alexander. And it's so funny, because I gotta be honest with you. Normally, bald-headed people scare me. There's something depressing about a bald-headed person. And yet, because of the gifts you have and the thing that you give people, I feel good about it.
Well, thank you.
I mean, listen, I'm on a sedative, but it's a half a pill. It's not a full pill, and I think that's a tribute to you and your craft.
Well, thank you. But and that's a wonderful piece of yours, by the way, as well.
See, but this is called the Seinfeldian type edge that these people do. They dig you down deep and they knock you off your pedestal. Didn't you used to do that?
Yeah.
Let's go back to your hair. You said it says here that you started losing your hair at the age of 16.
17.
17. That must have been tough.
Yeah, it was a little rough. I had braces for 9 years.
And yet you had chest hair at the age of 4.
Yes.
It's the follicles that have just gone back.
Apparently there's too much testosterone. It leads to excessive body hair, over-enlarged genitals.
And back hair, I suppose you have a tremendous amount of back hair.
It's under control, but it's there, yeah.
Do you think that waxing is an answer? Because I once asked George Clooney this, and he looked at me so strangely, and I realized I was talking to his aunt, Rosemary Clooney. Although she freely talked about it.
Well, you know, I actually know some interesting things about you, because, you know, I like to prepare. But the thing that fascinated me the most, because we both have shared a weight issue in our life, I didn't know that you were a practicing nudist.
Yes. Well, no, don't oh. Don't oh. And can I tell you something? Don't judge.
Would you like a hanker? Here, borrow mine.
Oh, thank you very much.
No, fine.
Oh, Kahlua and milk. No, I'll tell you. I learned at a very early age at a very early age to clean your face like a cat might look strange, but it's the only way to get all the crumbs off. I mean, why should we look at these animals? And for example, my dog cleans himself in a way that I had never tried until a couple of days ago. What were we talking? Oh,
well, you're a very nimble guy, so I can see.
I really am. You share a birthday with Mickey Rooney.
I didn't know that.
He did that wonderful movie, Bill.
Oh, about the retarded guy. You are a natural at this. You should be doing some legitimate theater or film, my friend.
I love it, boy! You gotta wrap it up. You gotta wrap it up. He's not playing like I'd hoped.
You know, Leo DiCaprio played a retarded person in his first outing. Big career now. You should look for, I think, basically retarded roles would be...
Oh, well, isn't that kind of you? You did Cinderella.
I did?
Whitney Houston.
Yes, I did.
Was Bobby Brown there?
Bobby did come by.
Was he high on something?
I'm sure he was, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. This is a fun interview. I wanted to talk about Shallow Hal and whether you think that J-Lo and Ben are gonna make it.
Oh, I have never seen
I don't have any more time.
Oh, okay, well then.
Because I got other people, and this was supposed to go much shorter. But I like you.
It feels like it went shorter.
It feels like it went shorter. What does he mean? What's he talking about? Off the wall. And it's Seinfeld all over again because they take the smallest thing like, ooh, a gumdrop, and then the guitar comes in. That was wonderful. And you, as George Costanza.
Yes.
An Emmy Award-winning...
No, I didn't win.
Nomination.
Yes, nomination.
Golden Globe.
Yeah, I didn't win that either.
The Tony Award for George...
No, that was for theater.
Well, let's say people had liked your work. Then I'd say, here's to you, Jason Alexander.
Jiminy talks to Mel Brooks when we return.
All right. Well, you know what? I don't need cards for this, man. I can just speak from the heart. Here's Tom Hanks.
Jiminy, I have been waiting for this moment. During the actors' strike in 1980, I watched that morning show of yours every day.
Goodness, yes.
And I must say, you've lost a little weight since.
I have. I've been so good.
Now, why would they cancel that show? That morning show was. Do you remember that great Jiminy Glick morning show in the 80s? What happened?
Thank you. You know what? I'll tell you exactly what happened. It's an interesting story. We did it from the Beverly Garland Motel in Studio City.
Right, yes, right.
And you know what? Beverly Garland, who was normally so nice, came in one day and she hadn't slept all night and said, "Get the hell out of here!" And she could tell. And when the mood swings, I think she's better now.
Can I just ask, where did you get this hideous photograph of me that's over your shoulder?
I think that's very good. You have lots of eyeliner.
My lids are heavy. Should I get an eye job?
No. You don't want to get that stark deer in the headlights look.
Audience?
Because they don't care. They're not listening. They're from a state hospital. Now listen, I did one interview with you, and I must admit, it didn't go well, and you stormed off, and I was upset 2 years ago. Yes. And why were you upset? I had said about Michael Keaton, his acting style was very realistic, and you go very broad. What's wrong with that?
I was a little sensitive at that point.
And you carry bitterness. You carry bitterness about that.
What do you want me to do?
Just yank the leg. Just one little...
Boy, this is really a dream come true. You all right?
You know what?
Right back there.
And I don't know if we can use this, but when your balls become bunk beds, it's... And every time you're on the screen, you amaze us. I saw you in that film, Rescue Me. What was it called? Rescue Me. I'm alone in the sand. Do something about it. What's it called?
Oh, Castaway.
Castaway, that's it. And that must get very lonely doing that film.
I've always thought that...
Want one?
No, thank you. It was a hard movie to make.
Because why?
Because it was just me. I just
you.
loaded a camera, measured off the focus marks. I assembled a little editing machine out of coconuts and bamboo and would run the film through there. Listen, I had seen every episode of Gilligan's Island, so I was prepared. My dog threw up in my car just like 3 days ago, and I dealt with it the same way.
You're gonna be absolutely fine. If you feel queasy, oh my dear God. You will want some of these then.
No.
Any donuts.
No, I'll have some of these.
No, don't leave those.
Don't mind that.
Let's talk about you and... There was a whole bowl here. Why would you have gone to one of the spit-out
I feel better.
Do you know what it must be?
I'm settled down. It's like it has some bubbles or something.
Oh my goodness gracious! Well, I'm so impressed, and you know, and yet I'm so.
You have healing.
I have gingivitis, is what I have. And then obviously you do too.
You must have healing saliva like a dog.
Oh, thank you. Wonderful. That's the nicest thing from a superstar to be told you have a healing saliva like a dog. You know what's so funny about Tom Hanks? It's that everyone in the world compares me to you. They always say, I get that all the time. Sometimes I sign Richard from One Red Shoe.
You know who I met on that movie? On The Man with One Red Shoe? He was a set painter, Bert Levy, who I believe was married to Dixie, probably Dixie's
yes,
first
that was
marriage.
Dixie's first husband.
That's right. He was a set painter, and
he was a set painter.
Got to know him a little bit.
Then you know what his problem was,
well,
because
that you and Dixie started seeing each other while they were still married.
He never got over it.
He's a very bitter man.
And Dixie's been worth it. Because what the lady does to me at night, when the Mr. Need arrives. And next thing I know, I'm riding my lady to Loveville. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that Mr. Need comes around on the 927.
I just spit on you. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I consider it to be the healing saliva.
But I love that. That's a callback. That is what we call a callback.
Professional. Wonderful. Professional guest show appearance.
Everything he's done is strong. And I want to thank you for being here. And I want to thank you for standing up for America. Who's thrilled with Tom Hanks? I am. What did you eat, brother?
Jiminy and Ben Stiller when we return. Now we go out and about with Jiminy Glick.
I am so excited today, and if I had bells on, I'd start ringing them like the wonderful Lisa Minnelli, but I don't have bells, so I shan't. For I'm sitting here with my absolute hero, a man who I've admired for years and years, a good 3 years now, the fabulous and often misunderstood Regis Philbin. Regis Philbin, how are you?
I'm fine, Jiminy. Nice to be with you.
Aren't you wonderful? Isn't it wonderful to see you in person and know that you are the man who saved ABC?
That's right, Jiminy.
Single-handedly, am I correct?
Absolutely right.
You have so many names, and they're so filled with Catholicism, everyone. Regis Francis Xavier Philbin.
That's right.
And I'm going to assume that's Latvian.
No, it's...
Second guess. Bulgarian.
No.
What would it be, Regis?
Irish.
So there's alcoholism in your family, obviously.
No,
Is that what you're saying?
No.
No,
Not at all.
You started off as a page at NBC.
That's right, yeah.
Who was working at NBC when you started on page in 1955?
Well, my first show was the Steve Allen Tonight Show.
So who was working on the show?
It was the greatest collection of an ensemble cast ever developed on television.
Who were they?
Steve and Edie.
Steve and Edie who?
Steve Lawrence and Edie Gourmet.
Steve Lawrence!
And Edie Gourmet.
When?
For the Steve Allen Show.
You worked on the Steve Allen Show. I didn't know that.
Well, I was a page.
You were a page! Why, Stacy, why wasn't I told that Regis Philbin was a page? And where were you a page?
At the Steve Allen Show.
The Steve Allen Show.
On NBC here in New York City.
Who was on that show?
Actually, it was the Tonight Show, Jiminy.
The Tonight Show?
Yeah, the Tonight Show.
I'm very confused.
Well, we called it the Steve Allen Show, but it was really the Tonight Show.
Who'd you work with on that show?
Steve and Edie.
Steve and Edie, I love them. I think they're wonderful. You hosted a show from 61 to 64 in San Diego, California.
Yeah, my first time on television, right.
That was in 61 to 64. You
Yes.
hosted a team. What was that called?
The Regis Philbin Show.
Why?
No other name we could think of.
And off it went, and off you went. And then before you know it, it's the Joey Bishop Show on ABC! And there's Regis Philbin.
There I am.
And there you are.
Yeah.
And you walk off the show in protest, and everyone's stunned.
Well, ABC didn't think I was the right guy for Joey, and I thought, well, maybe they're right. And one night I just, like a fool, said goodbye to Joey.
And you walk off.
And I walk off.
And where do you walk? You walk to the car.
Yeah, to the car.
And you turn on the car.
Yes.
And then I bet you get a malted. That's what I tend to do.
Well, it was a lonely night for me.
I bet it was a lonely night.
I wondered if I had done the right thing.
Had you?
I guess I proved the point. I did come back. And
you did come back.
All was forgiven.
All was forgiven. And isn't it ironic, Regis Philbin, that it was on ABC, and to this day you're on CBS? Think about it. Who were your idols as a kid?
Well, I loved Martin and Lewis.
Martin and Lewis?
Yeah.
Ooh, Sherry Lewis.
No.
And Ross Martin from Wild Wild West. I love them. I love them because you never knew where they were going to go. You did Get Smart. Were you any good on it?
I just played a cook. As a matter of fact, they had a little. To this day, people talk about the scene where Don Adams played a little practical joke on me.
Who's Don Adams?
He was the agent in Get Smart.
What's Get Smart?
Get Smart is the name of Don Adams' show.
Oh, I'd love to see it. Go on.
Well, I was playing a baker, and everybody was suspicious of everybody.
A baker of pies and
a baker of pies and cakes, yes. And he set me up, and then he hit me in the face with a cream pie.
Who did?
Don Adams.
He wasn't Edie Adams' sister, was he?
No. Edie Adams was married to Ernie Kovacs.
I miss Ernie Kovacs.
So do I. So do we all.
How come we don't hear from him so much? It seems like he was so popular, then he just switched to William Morris or something, and you don't hear from him anymore.
Yeah, he
Why do people
unfortunately was killed in an accident, a car accident.
No, don't tell me this. Stacy, why wasn't I told that Ernie Kovacs is gone? When I'm not told things like then suddenly I look bad and I look the fool in front of Regis Xavier Kugat Philbin or whatever the hell his name is. Kathy Lee.
Yes,
Which one do you like better, Kathy Lee or Kelly?
Well, I really like them both. I spent 15 years with Kathy Lee and like 8
Any
weeks.
sexual tension?
Between?
You and Kelly Lee.
No. Kathy Lee, no. There's never been any sexual...
Never sexual tension?
No.
So you would do the show?
Yes.
For an hour?
Right.
And then would you ever, and then
we would kind of go our separate...
Go your separate ways! And so you and Kelly Ripa?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, do the show.
Do you think they'd get in a big cat fight if they got to know each other?
They might. You know, they really
Oh,
might.
that'd be fun to see. I'd love to see that. You were in Dudley Do Right, and you played yourself.
Yes, yes. Kathy Lee and I were in Dudley Do Right.
Kathy Lee. When are you going to do a film with Kelly Ripa?
I don't know. We haven't had any offers yet.
Oh, I think you'd be wonderful, wonderful. Because I think you're wonderful.
Well,
And I think America loves you. And I don't think you know how much America loves you. And I think that when I think of wisdom, and I think of someone who makes people smile every second of the day, I think of a man named Regis Xavier Cugat. Oh!
Are you all right, Jiminy?
I don't know. How did that...
Let me help you.
How did that happen? Regis.
Let me help you. Okay.
Thank you. No. Where the hell did Philbin go?
I'm right behind you, Jimmy.
Philbin!
He's out cold. Oh, my God. I never had an interview like that in my life.
My next guest is not only a beloved comedy icon here in America, but they say he's even popular in Europe. Of course, that's also because he gives the impression of being ethnic, and two, because he's someone I think that's not all of that obsessed with cleanliness. And I think that's his charm. Please welcome the wonderful Jon Lovitz! Get any work done. Wonderful. Wonderful. Oh, there you are. Yes. We're not worthy. Look at you.
Look at you.
So your suit didn't arrive.
No, I thought you could wear whatever you wanted. I wasn't informed.
I guess you see yourself as you're still in school.
Well, I'm just kind of casual. You know, I don't really dress up unless I have to go to a party or a...
And you were on all those years on SNL. And that's Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Who did you play on that?
I played Harvey Fierstein.
I love Harvey Fierstein. He talk like this. I love him. He's so much fun. Harvey Fierstein. He is the most fun person.
Stop it.
Oh, stop it yourself. Oh, for God's sake. Now sit down. Sit down.
I'm not going to sit on this.
Oh. Oh, I'll get you. Oh.
You all right?
Oh, please. This is how I imagine your Homer on 2 a.m. Sit down. Tell me about you've done so many wonderful characters, and again, none of them spring to mind. But I want to say, I loved you.
You ever do research or?
I do research. I loved you. It says, ask him about the goat boy. What's that goat boy?
How did you get where you are?
Now you're being facetious, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I love that. That's the earmark of an SNL veteran. They are filled with irony and they're filled with facetiousness, and I think that's great.
And what are you filled with? Donuts?
Hey, would you like one?
Yes.
Would you like one?
Can I?
Sure. No, that's mine. Give it to me. Let's eat together, John. You keep up with all the old alumni.
Yeah, I see Dana Carvey.
Have you had a stroke just now?
Your eyes are glassy. And I seen Dana. I see Mike Myers sometime.
That's what happened to you. You were vibrant. Okay, let's move on. You share a birthday with Josh Hartnett. And I thought he was so wonderful on Pearl Harbor, and I was so sad to hear what Ben went through with the drinking. Where do you think that leaves Josh today?
Well, I hope that Josh, doesn't succumb to the, quote, pressures of stardom, which are really actually non-existent.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that's good. I did love you as the master lesbian. And I think
Master thespian. But I would have a line, I'd say, what is a thespian? And he thought he was the greatest actor in the world, and I'd say, what is a thespian? A lesbian with a lisp? I think not.
Wonderful. Oh, this is fun. What else have you been in, Garrett?
What are you skipping?
No,
I don't know. I got to
North.
work with Woody Allen. That was fun.
Was Sun Yi there? What? Was Sun Yi?
That wonderful.
No, Sun Yi wasn't there. But everyone asked me, have you met Sun Yi?
Did you meet Sun Yi?
Well, I actually did meet her, yeah.
And what did you think?
She's Oriental. Well, she is.
You're pushing the envelope, boy. You're pushing the envelope.
You know what, John? You are a basket case.
Well, what's wrong with saying
You are just... I want you to get
Oriental
out.
bad?
I want you to leave.
No, let's keep going.
All right. Hey, what's Penny Marshall like?
I lived at her house for a couple of years.
Really?
No. Yeah, I really lived at her house. Me and Joe Pesci.
In a threesome. Gee, that's a photograph I'd kill to see.
Wouldn't that be something?
You wouldn't have to go to Cirque du Soleil anymore. Don't you think Jon Lovitz?
That it's the comedy people that the women love. But isn't it ultimately in the sack?
The ladies want to laugh.
Well, I don't think they want to laugh in the sack. I think they want to have, an orgasm, frankly.
This is dirty talk, and I don't like it. I'm gonna get angry at you.
Well, you're asking me about sex.
I'm not asking about sex, Jon Lovitz.
What are you asking me?
I'm trying to figure. I don't know what to ask you.
Well, let me just say this, that you have been absolutely
What are you leaving? We're
stunning.
done?
What?
You're out of questions?
You talk dirty. You think sometimes...
Well,
to
you
talk...
ask dirty questions.
No. I had Billy Graham's son out here, and I asked him the same questions, and his answers were totally different. And I think that it's very interesting, but I think of your generation, you feel that you have to talk dirty, and
No,
that's
I'm not in
okay.
that generation.
Oh, yes, you are.
How
old
you are? I'm 44.
Yeah, right. Okay, Jon Lovitz, ladies and gentlemen.
Later, Rob Reiner.
Please welcome an absolute crapshoot for us, which is fine for me because I love living on the edge. Mr. Roy Scheider. Here goes nothing. He's humping me like a dog, this boy. Oh, my goodness.
Hey, son.
Oh, they love you.
That's nice.
Oh, isn't that wonderful how much they respond to you? It's almost like they remember you.
It's something that they notice. I don't know.
But you're a tiny little thing. You're what? It's like I thought. Oh, you walked around. I said, "My God, Billy Barty's back." Well, this is so. And you were on this show, SNL.
In the early
Saturday Night Live.
In the early 90s.
And at the Boys Club. People call Saturday Night Live the Boys Club. How does Rob Scheider fit into this concept?
I always felt that, no one was stopping the women from writing funny stuff, so if they would do it,
So women aren't funny?
I didn't say women aren't funny.
You inferred that if they had been able to write something funny, then they would have been happy. But they didn't, and therefore they proceeded as a boys' club. That's what I got from you, my diminutive little friend.
Wait a minute. I simply said that no one was preventing them from writing something funny, and...
I'm not gonna let you off. I'm gonna be very tough on this, because this is what I do. I'm more journalist than entertainer. You're saying to me that the ladies didn't write, and they bitterly called it a boys' club, but you're saying if they had written it, then it could have been an everyone's club. Is that what you said, Rob?
Yes.
Oh my God! What archery! Oh, I hope I'm on CNN with this groundbreak. Do you know what? It just dawned on me. No one cares about your opinion. Shoot!
Well, I think that there's some chauvinistic quality to men. I think if they try to deny that, I think you try to overcome that when you love somebody.
And it's Rob Schneider in love.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious, we got another scoop. Do we know his name? And you work with Callista Flockhart.
No. Oh, yes, I did an episode of...
See, what happens there? You have a synapse.
Yes.
You forget things. And this is how it starts. And then it cuts to about 5 years from now, you're butt naked walking down the 405.
Jiminy.
Drooling with no upper teeth or lower teeth.
Hey, look, come on. Well, that's just below the belt. I did one episode of the first show.
What's it called?
What was the episode called?
What's it called, the show, that you can't remember?
Ally McBeal.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You do impersonations.
Yes.
Let's hear some of the characters that dwell within you, rent-free.
The voices, I don't think they have in movies very interesting voices anymore. You know, there's a lot of those character actors are gone, like Peter Lorre.
Can we hear some of Peter Lorre?
He had that wonderful delivery that he had, which was fascinating to hear. Everything sounded interesting that he was saying. I liked it.
Oh, that's good!
Well, there's not much call for it.
How about there's no call for it?
Yeah.
What? You were a shoe salesman?
Yes.
What size feet do you think I have?
7.5.
That's You know what? You are absolutely scaring the hell out of me. Do you think there's any relationship between the size of someone's foot and the size of someone's ding-dong? What do you say, little toes? What's your theory?
There are exceptions.
This is a daring boy. This is a boy who's not afraid to make statements. And because he's a superstar, and he's a movie star. This is Roy Scheider, ladies and gentlemen.
Coming up, Jiminy Talks with Tim Robbins.
Ouch. Please welcome a super bro, my partner in crime, Timmy Kimmel. Oh, Timmy! Wonderful. Nice to meet you. Sit down there, boy. Sit down. Sit down. No. You sit over here.
Well, oh, okay.
And I'm just gonna climb over.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Actually,
There we go.
I think that may be the first time I've had my genitals crushed on television.
No, but it won't be the last.
You know, it's great. It's great to meet you because my name is Jimmy. It's actually Jimmy. It's similar to your name, and we're both on Comedy Central, and we're both kind of fat. So people are often confusing me for you, and it's exciting to me. It's almost like looking into a mirror.
I look at you though, and I see where I could go. You were born in Brooklyn.
Yes. Where are you from?
I'm from Baton Rouge originally.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was born with a heavy Southern accent. But then I went to a voice training person, and I tried to butch it up.
Practically James Earl Jones now.
James Earl Jones, that's wonderful. See, but you're one of these reference comedians.
Right, yes.
Yes, and you just throw the references, James Earl Jones, and we're supposed to respond. As you notice, we don't, but we're supposed to. Go ahead, there you go.
Thank you.
Now,
I'm going to take some for later.
then you moved to Las Vegas, Nevada.
That's right.
Tell me about living in Las Vegas. I've always imagined it. What would it be like? You stay up all night?
Yeah, you stay up all night.
You got to see any of the celebrities, the lounge acts, the Wayne Newtons, the Anne Margaret.
I've seen them all. I've seen them in real life. I saw Liberace buying meat at the supermarket once.
What was Lee like?
Lee was, he's a wonderful talent. It's like if you look like if Bill Clinton didn't jog.
It really is true.
But Lee is I mean, he's a big talent, as you know, and
you know, you don't hear from him very much anymore, and I think that's new management.
He actually passed away.
No.
Yeah.
Liberace is dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
oh, well, that is a shame because he played Chopin. He had a wonderful candelabra, and he could do anything with it.
He did do a lot of things with it.
Oh, my God, and when it was lit. I was there, believe me, I was there when it was lit once.
I'm going to eat some more candy if you don't mind.
No, eat it all, please.
You must have spectacular bowel movements with these things, right? Come out looking like
this is what I want to take you to task. Bowel movements is something that I will not even say privately.
I heard that.
I call them a stinky. But to say bowel movement on the air, what is that? Is that the new word, no rules? Where you can say NYPD, you can say the S word because Bochco can't think of a plot that week.
Well, times have changed.
Times have changed.
People have, I think people have become desensitized to normal entertainment, and now maybe they're looking for something a little more extreme. You all right? You mind? We don't get to eat on other shows.
You really don't.
Oh, one came out of you.
This is the same thing I'm talking about,
Right,
Jimmy
this is
Kimmel.
like similar to the bowel movement thing earlier. What?
It's the need to work blue.
I know. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it happened.
Well,
I can't avoid it.
I think it's wrong. I don't agree with it. I think you're better than
I wish I could stop.
And yet it's made you tremendous money because you've played into the dumbing down of America. Is that what you feel?
Not just played into it, but really just steered everyone in that path. In that
Yeah, so
direction.
you're the Pied Piper of stupidity.
Of poop.
The Pied Piper of poop. You know what? This is what's wonderful about this boy. I'm against his sensibility, but there's an endearing quality about it. And then when I get home and think about it, I get angry again because there's no substance. Now then so you go and you're working at a radio station and you team up with Adam Carolla.
That's right, yeah.
Who's Adam Carolla? Who is he?
He's my partner from the Man Show.
Oh, he's your partner.
Yeah, yeah.
And you two have an apartment
not
together?
Not partner like partner. I'm sorry. I mean like partner, like
what happened to the decent things where people come out and perform in Edith head gowns? And you're doing this thing and you're pooping and you're anyone can do that stuff. It's fun to watch though. It's fun to see. Well, I want to say that you have been an absolute delight. I say Jimmy Kimmel. Is it Jimmy?
Yeah, it's a Jimmy.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
I love this boy. Thank you for being here. You're a good sport. You can let go.
Jiminy talks to Sharon Stone when we return. Now we go out and about with Jiminy Glick.
I am so excited about my guest today because he is an icon and he is a legend. Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful Vanilla Ice. Thank you for being here. How wonderful to see you.
Ice Cube, man. That's me, Ice Cube.
But you went by Vanilla Ice, and then that changed. Here's the first question out of the gate, boy. Why change the name?
I never changed my name. What are you talking about?
It's in the notes. These notes rarely lies. Often they do, but rarely. Suge Knight hung you out the window, and you got so scared that you said, I don't want to be Vanilla Ice anymore. I want to be Ice Cube. That's what I was told.
That's a damn lie, James. Never, ever have I changed my name or Suge Knight hung me out of a window.
If Suge Knight hung me out a window, I'd remember.
If Suge Knight hung you out of a window, both of y'all would fall out the damn window. Can we start the interview, man?
Let's start the interview.
Thank you.
You changed your name, though, from Vanilla Ice. How come?
Never changed my name. My name has always been Ice Cube since I was 12 years old.
What about O'Shea Jackson?
O'Shea is the name my mama gave me.
Caught in the... There's a wonderful... Robbie Burns once said, the poet, "Oh, what a tangled web we weave. When first we practice to deceive."
Who?
Robbie Burns, a Scottish
Heard of.
poet.
A Scottish pimp?
Poet.
Oh, I thought you meant the Scottish pimp.
Poet, a
Okay,
Scottish
I'm
poet.
a poet too, a Scottish pimp, okay? L.A. pimp, Ice Cube.
And then you became a technician.
No, I became a rapper with the group NWA.
And that was successful?
Yep, and it meant niggas with attitudes.
Oh, my goodness gracious. The word attitude is a word we don't use anymore.
Yeah, but attitude is what people need. Some people need a little attitude in their life, you know, and it gets them going.
And you did a song called Straight Outta Compton.
Straight out of Compton.
That's wonderful. Where's Compton?
It's right here in Los Angeles, a little south of where we are, a lot south of where we are.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't. I've never been there.
I know.
I've never been there.
Trust me, I know.
And I don't really plan to go there right soon.
I don't think you ever gonna go there.
No, I wouldn't. I love Rex Harrison. He was one of the first rappers, because he was, "Am I a woman? Different than a girl." And he did that in the wonderful My Fair Lady. I'd love to get your copy. And
who?
Rex Harrison. You don't know who Rex Harrison is?
No.
Oh, my goodness. I'm sending you a series of books over on people that you should know about.
Do you know Big Sam?
Big Sam. I had
From my neighborhood.
I
These are people you should know.
Big Sam.
Do you know T-Bone?
I've eaten a T-bone several times. I had one for lunch, smothered it in bacon. I loved it.
Well, you eat all, my friend. I got a friend named Hot Dog and a friend named Donut. Do you know any of them?
Why would I want to know any of them? It sound like mental people.
But these are people I know, people I grew up with. Why should I know the people that you want me to know, and you don't want to know the people that I know?
It's an interesting question you've laid on me, Vanilla. My instinct tells me that a lot of the people that you're referring to, I would pretend to like, but in the car ride home, privately, when I was doing notes to myself, I'd have to admit that I didn't like them. But I do think in reverse, if you met Robbie Burns or Rex Harrison, I think you'd say, you know what? They're fun. All right. Now, in Three Kings,
Yeah.
Marky Mark was in that, but he doesn't want to be called Marky Mark.
Nah, don't call him Marky Mark.
He has a third nipple. Did you know that?
How many you got, man?
This is a true story. We had a litter of puppies. And the mother died, or ran off, or committed suicide, or was depressed, and the puppies literally nursed on my nipples for 5, and I kept those dogs alive until I took them to the pound and had them destroyed. Let me ask you something. Cube. What do I call you? Can I call you something?
Call me Cube, man.
Cube Man. Cube Man, let me ask you, what?
Just Cube.
Just Cube. What is the ice obsession about?
Because it describes my personality.
Because you're cold. Or because when heated, you melt.
What you think?
You don't seem cold at all. You seem warm and loving. And you seem kind and gentle.
Hold on, man.
You do.
Hold up. Hold up.
You seem...
Pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. No kind, no gentle, no warm. Ice Cube's my name. It describes my personality. That's it, man.
I went into the room, and you had a leotard on. You had said, can you do this kind of stretch? And your leg was high up, and you had a thing on Nureyev on TV. Is that the kind of image you're trying to hide from people?
What kind of image are you trying to hide from people? Because I hear your voice go up, real high, then go down.
Well, I can do a lot of things, but I tell you, I can't do a plie like I saw you doing in that room. This has been absolutely so much fun, Ice Cube. And I want to end this interview with a little rap song that I made about you.
Oh, God.
He's got a beard. Some say he's weird, but he's my kind of fella, and that's true. And every time he walks down the street, he says, I wish I could eat some beef stew. I haven't worked out the ending. I'd hope you'd help me with that.
I'm going to end this interview. You know, I'm going to fire somebody.
What have I done?
You've
What
been
have I
surfing
done?
me on every chance you can get, man.
Someone tell me why Vanilla Cream Pie is storming off this set when I've done nothing.
Interview over, man. Done deal.
Oh, my God. Someone phone a replacement. Because, gosh. Well, Vanilla Ice is his own worst enemy. Thank you.
Now we go out and about with Jiminy Glick.
I'm sitting here with one of the great stars of all time, and a lovely girl, and a girl who stands for something, and who represents America, the kind of America that I am happy to live in. And her name happens to be Rosie O'Donnell. I think she's wonderful. Rosie, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Aren't you excited to be part of what daytime television should be and can be, and you proved it. Isn't that true, Rosie O'Donnell?
Well, Jiminy, in a lot of ways, I feel it's just, I didn't really reinvent the wheel. I just sort of, Merv Griffin, Mike Douglas stole their show and put it on nowadays.
And the girl powdering me said that your show's gonna end. How come?
I feel as though I've done everything I wanted to do artistically.
You've been on 2 years.
6.
I want to see some of those early tapes. I bet you had lots of fun people on.
We had a lot of very funny people, and it's been a great run. It's been 6 years, and
6 years?
I made a lot of money.
What will you do with all that money, Rosie? What will you do?
I'm gonna go with my children down to Miami and just be a Little League mom in a minivan and maybe paint or write a book or something.
Yeah, that's about $18,000. What about the $400 million? What else? What happens to that? Just stash it away?
Pretty much. I just keep it and, make people ask for loans.
But you've always been a very generous woman, and people admire you about this. People like Oprah's cheap, isn't she? She doesn't really spend much money. She's hoarded a lot until she felt pressure to give more money. Then she gave money. But people say Oprah is cheap, but Rosie's generous. I saw it in a bumper sticker. Honk if you said Oprah's cheap, it said. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, who wouldn't you have? Oh, this is a good question. I like when I stumble on a good question. Who wouldn't you have on the show? Patty Duke.
She's been on.
She's been on.
Yes.
She scares me a little bit.
She does.
She does.
Why is that?
You know what it is? I think twins scare me. Twins seem like they're from another planet.
But she's not really a twin. She just played a twin on it.
No.
Yes.
How do you know such things? From Merv Griffin watching that all the time?
Yeah. They played identical cousins. Remember, they weren't even twins.
I saw her once in a car wash, and I just ran. I was scared. Oh, Patty Duke! And I ran away. And then I caught my breath. I'd run about 12 feet, and I thought, what scared me so? I must see someone about that.
And have you?
No rush.
No.
No. Are you tired of talking about celebrities? Do you get bored with that?
Sometimes I do, actually.
So you won't be talking to any of these people anymore?
Yeah, I won't have to do that anymore.
You won't have to hide the boredom. It's wonderful. Well, you're doing a good job now, I'll tell you that right now. I loved you. I've loved you in so much of what you've done. Exit to Eden.
Oh.
With the wonderful James Dean.
Yeah.
Was he in that?
No.
What am I thinking of, dear?
East of Eden.
Exit to Eden was a wonderful film, and you were nude in it.
I was as close to naked as I've ever been in a movie, but I actually had stuff on.
And you had, and your bosom was exposed?
No. My bosom was not. It was covered.
Was it?
By leather.
You were buck naked. I was told you were buck naked.
No, I have on an S&M outfit. I was an undercover cop.
S&M, I love that. You were in an S&M thing?
Yes, I was.
What were you doing in that?
I was an undercover cop.
And
I was trying to infiltrate a sex island where there was a murder, and so I had to dress up in the sexual.
You were an S&M?
Yeah, I was.
What is S&M?
It's where you tie up the person during sex and hurt them.
Oh, that thing. So you worked with Elizabeth Taylor.
Yes.
In the Flintstones.
That's right.
She knew she was there and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She did.
She did.
Sure she did.
Yeah.
And the whole cast and crew, they all got dressed up that day, and everybody was very excited.
Until the acting started.
No.
All right, well, this has been absolutely fun. I can't believe that you are leaving the show. Because I don't want you to go, Rosie.
No, well, there's an opening, Jiminy. That could be the Jiminy Glick show.
No, as good an opportunity as that would be for me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine for you!
Okay.
Storming off to Miami with your $450 billion and all your boats. I assume you have boats.
I have some boats.
But we're going to miss you, Rosie.
Well,
because we think you're wonderful.
Thank
and you've represented so much joy to so many people. I want to say thank you to Rosie O'Donnell. This has been absolutely a hoot. Come back again.
I will.
Oh, did I hit your bad hand?
Yeah, you did.
About 4 times
That's
now.
okay.
Well, what are you going to do? Rosie O'Donnell, isn't she fun? That's it. There you go. Off you go.
Thank you.
Primetime Glick. We'll be back after this. Now we go out and about with Jiminy Glick.
I am absolutely all of Twitter, and it's as if someone has shot me out of a rocket, and I'm feeling kind of a parched quality at the back, and I'm shooting through the air, and I'm seeing a star. And the star is Nathan Lane, the star of The Producers. You are one of my idols. I think you're wonderful because you're versatile. And I'll tell you why I like you so much.
Yes?
The NyQuil commercial.
Oh,
So wonderful.
thanks for the memories.
Thanks.
Oh.
You'd come to the mirror and you'd open it. Oh, do I have a stuffy nose?
That's right.
It was good.
Yes, it was a very lucrative commercial, actually.
How'd you get something like that, Nathan?
Well, you know, it starts with an agent.
You start with an agent.
And then they send you out and, you know.
And I bet you have to go to a lot of people. You sit in a room.
Cattle calls.
Cow calls.
You've heard
What's
of
that
those?
word? It sounded like you said cow call. That's what I heard anyway.
That's what you heard?
You don't really project. That's not your thing, is it so much?
Well, in the theater it is.
In the you do theater?
Yeah, but we're in a hotel room now,
Well,
so...
that's oh, my goodness,
So
we
really,
are.
you could actually lower your voice.
I could, but I won't.
Oh.
Back to the NyQuil commercial. You're in
Sure.
a cattle call. Then what happens, Nathan Lane?
Well, you know, eventually they narrow it down, and then
Who's they?
well, a casting director or...
Casting director for
or
what?
A commercial director.
For what?
For the commercial.
And then you recopy?
Yeah, yes, you would recopy.
And the guy they wanted got sick.
No.
Oh, you got it right away.
No, I played the guy who got sick.
Oh, that's wonderful.
You dig so deep.
I do dig
Not
deep.
since James Lipton have I seen this kind of excavation of a career.
I want to talk about other things because you've had such a wonderful career. I'm just not that familiar with it.
Right. How's your
One of-
lovely wife, by the way?
My wife Dixie is wonderful.
Oh, good.
And
I'm
my
glad.
Dixie, my four wonderful boys, Morgan, Mason, Matthew, and Modine, the twins. And I think that they're very brave. It's very hard.
The four M's.
The four M's. The four M's. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And I think it's very hard for them to be in the limelight. Dixie
Yes.
has been. She's a soulmate. She's
Yes.
an absolute soulmate, and she's my lady of love. I've never stopped my lust for her.
Really?
I haven't.
After all these years?
After all these years, sometimes.
How do you keep that so fresh?
Well, I'm on a wonderful medication that I'd love to share with you. But sometimes we'll be traveling.
The big V?
The big V. No, I've never taken Viagra.
No.
Is that what you're referring to?
Well, yes.
No. Mine is more of a thing that you hook on.
Do you smell burning toast?
Where was The Lion King? Everyone talked about it. I never saw it. What was that about?
Well, it was an animated film.
An animated film.
For Disney. That
And you
did quite
played
well.
a king.
No,
You
no.
played
I played a meerkat.
A meerkat.
Yeah.
Is it the method approach? Is it like a Bobby De Niro where you're the whole day the meerkat, or you just when they rattle the money in front of you?
Well, I never saw Disney rattling any money.
Oh, because they're cheap.
Yeah. You got it.
I just love so much of what you've done. And you're doing a wonderful play now.
Oh, yes, the producers.
The producers.
Yeah.
And you're with who are you in it with?
Matthew Broderick.
Matthew Broderick.
Wonderful.
Oh,
wonderful.
he's wonderful.
Yeah. Have you seen his work?
No. Oh my goodness.
What happened?
An old Pall Mall just flipped up right through my lungs.
Wow.
That's terrible. What about you worked with that one famous drunk?
You're sweating a lot. Is that sweat?
No. Oh, yeah. No, it's not sweat.
Okay.
You worked with that one famous drunk actor with the initial. What's his name? I'm always forgetting his name. Drunky.
There's been so many. What?
Joyce Scott. That's it.
Oh.
Was he swerving on the stage all the time? No. He wasn't? Spewing old booze from his breath.
He was.
What was that like?
He was very kind to me.
He was kind to you.
He did occasionally have a drink, but,
did, I
but
bet
not
he-
on stage.
I bet he had in the little flask he had.
Oh,
How come we don't
he
hear
was-
from him so much?
Well, unfortunately, he passed away.
No.
You didn't get the memo.
I
but
didn't get the memo. Thank you, Nathan Lane. I want to wish you the best of luck. And may you celebrate Broadway, because you are a Broadway star. And you are a star of all three mediums. And you are everything I've never dreamt you'd be. And when people said, don't talk to him, you'll be bored to death, I said, you're not giving him a chance. Because
Thank you.
no one looks in the mirror and goes, I have a cold. It makes me believe it. Like a Nathan Lane. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim.
Primetime Glick. We'll be back after this. Now we go out and about with Jiminy Glick.
Sorry, oh my goodness. I could not get a cab ride from Metro. And often, they'll just keep you waiting in the worst way. And I got this wonderful driver named Habib, and then I quickly got out. But I am thrilled to see you. And who am I talking to? David Duchovny.
Yeah.
Yes. You were a lifeguard on Fire Island.
That's right.
I wonder if we knew any of the same people.
I think I saw you there.
But you didn't see me then.
You were one of the first people to wear a thong, weren't you?
I did wear a thong.
One of the first men.
And you know what happened to it? And it got stuck there for about a week. I had to go to Cedars. They flew me out here, and they took it out stitch by stitch. They took that thong out. Your screen debut was a wonderful Working Girl with Melanie Griffith. How did that happen? Oh, my God.
God, you're heavy.
Thank you very much. Oh, I feel badly for you. This is an awkward moment. They put mine on rollers.
Wow.
Hate people that...
I think you left some of your chin in my chest.
Oh, no.
Or one of your chins.
What was Working Girl like? That was your first film, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Melanie Griffith.
Yes. But I was just really an extra in that. I didn't... Melanie Griffith.
I love that lady. I wish I was Antonio Banderas sometimes, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Must be fun getting to be over here in a green card. Robert Downey Jr., Chaplin. He was wonderful in the film, but I worry about Bobby.
Do you?
I do. I think because he's such a talent. And I want to say to Bobby, stop it. And stay stopped it. I bet
that would work. I think if you got him and said that to him, I think it would work. I think.
Really? You think I have that kind of power?
Oh, I think nobody has really like laid it down like that.
People dance around him.
Exactly.
But they won't just say it.
Somebody like you to point your finger at him and say, keep it stopped.
Like if I were to say, for example, if I were to say to you, David, this look.
All right, already.
This look.
Yes.
Was popular for about a month in '94.
Right.
Why would you adopt it now?
That's exactly what I want.
You want to?
I want that.
Because no one would tell David Duchovny the truth because they're afraid of Muldar.
I didn't hear a word you said because I'm mesmerized by you.
You're mesmerized by me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm mesmerized by you. Well, you know what it is?
What?
Because a lot of this, you see the Charlie Roses and the phonies. And they ask the stupid questions, and they don't seem to care. I actually care about David William Duchovny. I think he stands for something that's strong. I think you stand for a sense of urgency. And yet, a real release, kind of like a laxative when it finally kicks in. And you know that moment, because believe me, I saw you earlier. And the other film that I loved you was New Year's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Henry Jaglin.
You never saw that film.
No, I never saw it, but I owned the pop-up book version of it.
Oh, is there one?
Yes, there was a pop-up book, and there would be you, and there would be Henry directing from the sidelines. And it's very hard to find, but it was the first time I became aware that how effective you could be not only on film, but actually in a pop-up book.
Yes. Yeah, I understand.
Who else do you think is effective in pop-up books?
Gosh, that's a good question. That's an excellent question.
It is, I think. I was very proud of it. I do very little preparation, but that was one question that stuck me.
You'd want a real three-dimensional person, wouldn't you?
Because it's pop-up, dear. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea.
You'd want somebody who can really handle 3 dimensions.
Yes, and who would that be? Maybe you can fax it to me later or an email.
I will.
Do people use your fame? Do they use your fame?
Oh, no.
Like friends. Friends will say, I know David Duchovny.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of David Duchovny.
Yeah, they might.
Do you get that?
I don't know.
Well, when you get famous, you might. Now, you're half Jewish and half Scottish.
Yeah, well, Scottish is not a religion.
Do you wear a kilt?
I have worn a kilt.
And what do you do with the ding-dong?
Try not to sit on it.
I know that feeling, because I must admit, I don't want to reveal things, but I'm huge.
Like, you've got a lot going on in the front of your pants.
Well, I
but it's kind of undifferentiated. They're
well,
really
you know,
not...
it's Tommy Lee, Milton Berle, late Forrest Tucker, and me. That's the big Hollywood list whenever they talk about who's endowed and who isn't. Oh, you're on the X-Files. Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
That's about illegal aliens. People from Mexico, and you send them back or something.
Maybe this year. They're running out of stories.
Do you believe in aliens?
All those years you spent on that series, do you have any inside track?
No, I don't. I have none.
So you show up, you take the check,
Yeah.
and you leave.
I once spoke to an FBI agent on the street as research for about a minute and a half.
Well, that's commitment. That's commitment.
People don't talk about that, though.
I'm sorry, phone's ringing.
Okay.
Hello? This is private.
You just want me to go?
Well, it's private.
Okay.
Well, that means leaving.
Yeah, I got
That means
it.
wandering.
I got it.
See you in about an hour, Dave. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's fun. Hi, Dexy. Oh, you can't believe it. Well, I mean, the editors are going to win an Emmy for this one. No, you know what it is? There's a self-absorption and behind a smug wisdom.
I can hear you.
Hi, I'm almost there. I gotta go. Phone you later. I'm coming. Please welcome everyone's favorite scholar, Dennis Miller. Wonderful. Please sit down.
Thank you. Adrian, look how good he looks. Very windburn. Looks like the shuttle lost a few heat towels on re-entry.
Little shuffling on the slopes.
Thank you for being here, Dennis Miller.
Well, thanks for having me, Jimmy. I love the set. Very Joe Pine.
Joe Pine. I love Joe Pine. Who's Joe Pine? Who is Joe Pine?
Well, Joe Pine was one of your predecessors. He broke down the barriers.
Broke down the barriers.
Yes.
And so many barriers have been broken down. But don't you think politically, in the new climate that we're in, that there is not enough barriers being broke down and people are so into themselves? What do you think of all that, Dennis Miller, what I just said to you?
I kind of glazed over halfway through it.
Over halfway through it.
The first 4 words up to that first preposition, I was completely on board. And then I locked into those eyes. You reminded me of Dennis Hopper in The Cage in Apocalypse Now. And I thought, I am on television with a complete madman.
I want to ask you so many things. You're on...
Go!
You're on football. You're on...
Now that hurt.
No, it didn't hurt at all.
Huh? You like the feel...
I'm sorry.
Jesus. Huh? I have not seen that angle on a man since around 1 hour and 10 in the Midnight Express.
You're on football.
Yes.
You seem to know the sport. I'm not a fan personally. I'm a pole vaulter by trade. I did it in college, and I still occasionally will pole vault just privately.
Yeah.
Dixie and I. Another story we'll get to certainly during the break. But did you always like football, Dennis Miller?
I just thought it would be a good place to sort of interject my humor, which I try to do arcane references, and I thought, well, what better venue for that than the most American of all sports, replacing baseball, which has gone to hell recently, football. I thought, what a good...
Baseball is where the Irish people run around in shorts, and it's like soccer.
No, that's your house on Thursday.
You share a birthday with Roseanne Barr.
Really?
Yes, you do.
What is the date?
I don't know. It's down in the notes.
How do you know I share it if you don't know the date?
Because I was told, Dennis Miller. What I love about Dennis, and it's one of his best things, he loves to bust my chops.
I like to slightly massage you when I'm poking fun at you, so
well, now we're
you
back to the
don't
pool.
deaden and go inward, and you're not there for me to trash later on. I like to keep it alive. It's like one of the bodies in Aliens 2 that they put in the pod, and the aliens couldn't quite eat them right away. They would leave them sort of on baseline, flatline limits, so they could come in and suck their essence out periodically. That's what I like to do with you. I like to suck your essence out periodically.
Everyone says no one sucks in Hollywood like Dennis Miller. It's absolutely... I'm having one as a victory. Now...
I'd Heimlich you, but my arms are 3 feet too short.
Wonderful, 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 wonderful. I loved you in Madhouse.
Madhouse, a little piece of magic I did somewhere near Tempe, Arizona with Kirstie Alley.
Kirstie Alley.
And...
a Scientologist.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What do you make of science? I only made it around 200 pages into Dianetics, and my head exploded like I was in a David Cronenberg film. But what do you make of it?
I know that it's about you go into a desert and there's a ship somewhere and then you sign a huge check and if you don't, they'll kill you. That's all I really know about it. That's about it, isn't it?
Those are the cliff notes.
Those are the cliff notes right there. When you're in a hurry, you've got to know something quick. And you've used the F word, but you've used it with panache.
Yes.
And somehow you make it sound like a sweet bonbon.
Well, Jiminy, ordinarily a compliment like that would mean absolutely nothing to me, and I'm proud to tell you that you saying it, it means even less.
Thank you, Dennis Miller, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back after this word from our sponsor.
Coming up, Jerry Seinfeld. Once again, it's time for Let's Talk Jocks with Jiminy Glick. And now, here's Jiminy.
I am sitting with an absolute living legend. And I know this because he told me to say that. So if he said it, it must be true. The wonderful Jon McEnroe.
Don't lie to your fans here and your viewers that I had told you to say that. Can I say bad words here?
Say it, go ahead.
You're bullshit.
Wonderful. But you know what? We've set the levels, so just try to keep it down. I know that's your gimmick, and it works. And it's like, you know, an old stripper who, you know, has beads or something.
You're not going to get me going.
And you just kept going up to those linesmen when you were playing racquetball or whatever sport you did. And you'd go up and say, you're full of, you're an idiot. You've got to be kidding. What's that phrase?
You cannot be serious.
And that was kind of, in the 80s, you look marvelous. It was like your catchphrase, wasn't it?
You're damn right.
You have these temper tantrums. Was this a publicist's idea, or do you really have mental problems?
It was really... Is there a third option?
No, I think that's enough, boy.
I think I'd go more with the second than the first, then.
Mental issues.
Mental issues.
Mental issues.
I don't have a publicist.
You went to Stanford University.
That's correct.
And you didn't graduate. You flunked out of Stanford.
I didn't flunk out. They would have kept me in even if I had flunked out. Because I could hit a stupid tennis ball over the net, all right? My kids tell me this too. You wouldn't have gotten into Stanford if you didn't play tennis.
They speak like gangsters, your kids?
Did that sound like a gangster?
You didn't go to Stanford until you go... That sounded like we were doing a production of Guys and Dolls, and Lorna Luft was late for her cue. Now, let's see. So we've discussed your limited brightness. You won at Wimbledon. What was that like, playing at Wimbledon? That's in England.
That's correct. It's a tremendous feeling. The tradition there is fantastic, and sometimes even the Queen and King show up.
The King and Queen showed up.
You know I knew Princess Diana, right? See, you feel the same way I do.
Did the Queen kill Diana? Answer me yes or no.
I refuse to answer on the grounds I may be incriminated.
I'm referring to Queen Latifah. There's a rumor that Queen Latifah killed Diana.
That I hadn't heard.
She hit her with a...
Hit her with her ass?
Hit her with her ass. That's what I heard.
That's it. You got it.
You're doing me now. And you said you were limited in your
See
craft.
that? I'm doing it.
You can do it. You just shouldn't do it for lots of people. That's how good.
Well, then that's the perfect show to do it for.
He's losing it. He's losing it. This boy's losing it. Oh, that's good. This has been fun.
Get him an espresso.
You know who I love? Is that Anna
Kournikova?
She says she's a virgin.
If she's a virgin, I've never questioned a call in my life.
Oh, that's wonderful. Prince, stop.
Yes.
Whatever those expressions, that's wonderful.
I'm going out on a limb there.
But you know, she's with Iglesias.
Enrique.
Enrique, he's Julio's
Not
son.
Julio?
No, Julio is about 77 years of age now. But Enrique is current, and he's dating this girl, Anna
I predict them to last another 2 months.
How come, Jon McEnroe?
Musicians and athletes?
Oh, it never does last.
Well, that's right. I'm married to a musician.
And this is your book, which is a wonderful, wonderful book.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to mention.
It's called Jon McEnroe.
You cannot be serious.
Oh, that's wonderful. And look at you looking moody. You're looking moody.
I look pretty all right, right?
You look good. You do.
Compared to you. You fat turd.
Oh, no. More of your rage. More of your anger. This has been fun, Jon. I want you to come back again.
And next time you'll promise, right? Next time you'll promise that... Will you ask me some nice questions next time? Some better questions, maybe?
You're telling me I didn't ask you nice questions.
They were out.
They were perfectly on the line.
They weren't in.
to be kidding,
Come here
John
and kiss
McEnroe.
my ass.
I don't want to kiss your ass unless there's money involved.
Give me a break.
Give me a break.
You give me a break.
You stop it. And you hear me out. You hear when I say and speak to you. You
I'm out of here.
stink.
I'm out of here.
Oh, you're out of here. How about you're out of here before you sat down?
Thanks, man.
Oh, man. Oh, suddenly we're in a beatnik movie. Ah. God, I wish young Borg was in town. He is. Let's phone and get him over.
Jiminy sits down with Lorraine Bracco after this.
Okay, then. My next guest burst onto the scene in the 1974 film classic Death Wish, in which he played punk number 2. Or was it punk number 3? I always get those parts mixed up. He's circus tall, but carnival cute, with a deadpan quality that can, ultimately wear thin after a while. So I'm not 100% sure how this is going to go. But he's here, he's been booked, and there is no use crying over spilt milk. So get yourself a huge can of Raid, because here comes the fly himself, Mr. Jeff Goldblum. Here comes the fly. Here comes the fly. Here comes the Come and sit.
Here I come. Look, there's so much to talk about.
Oh my God!
There's so much to talk about.
Look at that, the Adrian Benbow. You're such a, because you're a musician yourself. Sit down, Jeff Goldblum.
Here I go. Now.
Oh.
Thank you. I love you. I love you. Now it's Jeff Goldblum.
Goldblum.
Yeah, you're saying Golden Bloom.
Your name is Jeffrey Lynn.
Yes, that's right.
That's an odd name for a fella, Lynn.
Well.
Is it after Lynn Redgrave, I bet? Why do you call a boy Lynn unless you want him to be one of those?
I know, it seems sissy, but Lynn Swan.
Lynn Swan, that's
Pittsburgh
true.
Steeler.
Were you a shy child, Jeff Lynn Goldblum?
Yes, sometimes.
Is that yes from your planet, or how does that work? Now, what's your idea of a first date? Perfect first date for you.
Oh, let me see. A first date, anything.
Is your head gonna fall off? What happened here? I know, it's so beautifully mannered. Go ahead.
First dates are very nice. I can enjoy dating. Just getting to know somebody.
Do you ever take Viagra?
No.
Oh.
You?
Took it about half an hour ago.
I take it for, I get dry mouth, and it helps.
Didn't I hear? I don't want to say anything
What are you gonna
scandalous.
say?
But wasn't there something? I'm sure it wasn't.
I love when the conversation gets back to me.
That's a nice food combining. You don't mind the food combining.
No.
That's so. But wasn't there you and Star Jones? Was there anything in that? What happened? What happened?
Star Jones is a very complicated girl, and she's very beautiful. People say, "Ooh, I hate Star Jones. Ooh, Star Jones scares me." Well, sure, after you get to know her, but in that first date, there's magic in that first date, Jeff Goldblum. Now, tell me about Ben Vereen.
Oh, Ben Vereen. Wonderful. He saved my life, literally.
How did he do that?
One day in Pacoima, we were shooting on 10 Speed and Brown Shoe, this series that we did together.
Have it on tape.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. And it was a rainy day. I went into my trailer and closed all the windows, and I passed out. Later, it had turned out that one of the tailpipe was smashed into the cabin, and there were fumes. You have to be careful of those things.
Oh my God in heaven!
And I passed.
How did you do? What happened next? I'm really, for the first time I'm awake during this interview. This interests me.
I'm sorry.
Do you die?
Look at me. No.
Oh, that's right, of course.
No.
Go ahead.
Now I went to the hospital, and they did everything, and then they realized that I'd gotten asphyxiated almost from these fumes.
And was there any permanent brain damage?
Possibly. I don't know.
Oh, I hope not. Although I would have loved to have met the old Jeff.
Now, hey,
although,
tell me
speaking
about...
of which...
Yes.
I was just going to bring up that I probably even shouldn't do this. My great-grandparents were first cousins.
Oh, that explains it. The final last piece of the mosaic. Oh, my goodness gracious. That's against the law in so many states.
Let's say I'm making it up.
You're making it up.
I'm sure I am.
You're being facetious. But that's what you do. You play with people's minds, don't you, Jeff Goldblum? Don't you? You kind of, you look and then you, and it's made you millions of dollars. And it's been in this. You're very cagey.
I am cagey.
And you're very good.
Thank you very much.
Well, this has been absolutely. We covered a Jurassic Park. We didn't get that. Must have been a big payday for you. Ka-ching, ka-ching. Every time one of those mechanical things nipped at your butt, you made another million. I know how that works. And I loved you, and remember my name is Mr. Nude.
Oh, Mr. Nud.
Yes.
You say Mr. Nude.
Oh,
so that's an obscure one. People don't remember that.
Oh, I do.
Oh, really?
I do. I followed your career. I have followed your career to the point that I just said I can't look at it anymore. And I took about an 18-year break, but I'm right back with the new stuff. I really do, and I think you're wonderful. And I think you've represented everything that's smart and clever and perfect. The Fly. That's all you want to do to him. Jeff Goldblum, ladies and gentlemen.
Later on, Junior Louis-Dreyfus.
My excitement. I have an idea, but I can't tell it on television. But I want to say that I'm talking to one of the great stars of all time. And his name is Rob Reiner. Look at this boy right here.
It's very nice to be on your show. You were such a wonderful interviewer, and I've seen you over the years interviewing people, and nobody really interviews you.
Oh, this is so wonderful that you're turning the tables.
Did you have a good relationship with your mom and dad? I mean, how was that?
I did. I liked them to a degree. I thought that Mother was...
You liked them to a degree?
Yes.
Your mom and dad.
Mother was completely off her rocker. She was a mental case.
Really?
As lunatic as any human being could be. Really? But 14 personalities. She made Roseanne seem like the gal next door. She'd suck lollipops and she'd try to stab you with it.
Wow.
Oh, it was terrifying.
That must have been horrifying.
Not really. It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah. Did you have brothers and sisters?
No. Well, I mean, 2 are in institutions, but I don't count them. I don't want that press out. What am I supposed to do? The next thing you know, I'll have to visit them.
I've always been curious because I see you all the time. And
all right, Bob, that's enough.
Okay.
You first came on this scene. You were in so many things, but we loved you in that wonderful series, All in the Family. Yes, that's the one. You played lamb shank or meat pie. What was it?
The meathead.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Can I just keep calling you a meathead?
If you want to, yeah, sure.
Meathead, when you were on, you guested on the Partridge Family.
Yes.
You keep up with the Danny Bonaducci.
I don't think I ever talked to Danny Bonaducci. Even when I did the Partridge Family, I don't think we ever had a conversation.
Because a redhead scares you.
That's part of it. That was part of it.
Did you like Lucy?
Lucy Ball?
Yes.
I was to her house.
Did you wish Desi had been there? I bet you wished that.
Well, Desi actually and I had a big fight one time.
You had a fight? Tell me that story.
Well,
Rob
I was during a rehearsal, I improvised a line, and he got very angry at me. He got very angry and started screaming at me.
With an accent, I bet.
Yes, with a very thick Cuban accent. He said, "Come outside. Come outside," like this.
I thought he was Cuban.
Yeah, I'm doing a bad accent.
I see, because I said...
It's really bad.
That's a Swede.
Yeah, we pay $10,000 a script. I don't want you effing around with the lines. Yes. Effing. It's a euphemism for bad word. Anyway, he says, I don't want you screwing around with the lines.
Oh, no.
See? Got very mad at me.
Oh, that's wonderful. I loved, and you were on That Girl.
Yes, and I also was in Gomer Pyle with Jim Neighbors. Jim was a lot of fun.
He lives in Hawaii now.
Yes, he does.
And he always hangs with Cara Burnett.
Yes, he was also good friends with Rock Hudson.
Yes, and Roddy McDowell there was never a summer where he wouldn't have Jim over.
Is that true?
That's what I would imagine.
Yeah, Roddy, yeah, they would seem like they would be friends.
Oh, that's wonderful.
If they knew each other.
Itzhak Perlman hated Jim Neighbors and said...
Really?
Yes, Itzhak Perlman. Who the hell cares about him? Neighbors is not 1/12 the hero of Itzhak Perlman.
I mean, he's lesser.
Sure. Now... and you've directed so many wonderful films. What are they?
Stand By Me.
Stand By Me. Who was in that? Danny Bonaducci?
No, that was...
A Few Good Men.
A Few Good Men, yes. That's another film I did.
Jack Nicholson.
Right.
What's he like?
Great actor.
Cuckoo.
No.
Cuckoo.
No. That was a character he played in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
I know, but I believed him really to be mad.
You think he is mad?
I think he's strange.
No, well, he's actually...
You can't handle the truth. Why would he scream that at Tom Cruise, as if Tom Cruise had lied?
Well, that was part of his character. That was in the script. He didn't make that up.
So that way he doesn't...
You
said
understand-
he improvised and Desi got mad at him.
No, that was me. That was me who improvised. Desi got mad at me for improvising. Jack Nicholson was...
I think if you check the tape, Rob, and I know you run Castle Rock and we're all supposed to kiss your butt because of your fame, but I think if you check the tape, you'll realize how wrong you are. And I think you'll apologize. And I think you'll say, I should send something, and you won't, because you're too wrapped up in yourself. Do you think Tom Arnold's underappreciated?
I think Tom Arnold is appreciated exactly the amount that he should be appreciated.
Oh, I hope so. And this has been great fun. I've really enjoyed it.
This has been a lot of fun.
And Ricky Ricardo can go to H for daring to put you down.
Well, I mean, we just had a difference of opinion.
Well, I'm sure you were being overly cocky, and he don't what did he know? He just built an empire. But still, this has been a thrill. Rob Reiner, please come back. We'd love to see you.
Oh, thank you,
Mature and
Jiminy.
be the kind of icon that your dad has been. And, we're off. Okay, thanks. This has been great. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
You can just leave that way. Thank you. Our first guest. Oh my goodness, this is exciting. Our first guest has thrilled sports fans around the world. Adrian, are you a fan? Exactly. And he's a good spirit, is what I'm told. Please welcome the remarkable Tom Salley. You know, it's so remarkable to see you in person because, and again, I mean this as a love letter, but I always loved the circus as a child. And seeing someone so tall in person, it's really like the only thing I'm missing is cotton candy and the monkeys flipping around and maybe an elephant and a boy riding him.
Did you call me a monkey?
No, I didn't call you. I said like we're going to a circus.
Oh, okay.
I said like going to a circus. You see monkeys, you see elephants, you see little clowns getting out of cars.
Oh, you know,
And you see giant, I don't mean to say freaks, but certainly giant people like you. And I think it's remarkable.
Yeah.
And so do you like, it's Jon. I must remember, it is Jon. It is Jon.
Yeah. And that was my wife you hit on backstage.
Well, first of all, I didn't really hit on her. I was just chatting her up, and I believe there's a difference. Because she's a beautiful, beautiful woman.
Yes.
And it's interesting. She's your wife, and yet she gave me a private number and a cell phone. I don't know what that's about. Now, let me say something. First of all, you're so playful, and you've got so much energy, and I love this about you.
Yeah, I don't have a big belly. Big bellies hold you back on the energy.
I'm sure they do. Your nickname is Spider, isn't that true?
Yeah.
John Salley? What do you think's in there?
I don't know.
Well, oh my goodness.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
All right. Here, have mine.
No, that's all right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, well, we'll get that later.
Yeah, my nickname is Spider. Long arms and legs. And
Is that how you get it? Isn't that wonderful? Who named you Spider?
This guy named Vince Rule.
I love nicknames. Mine was always Sticky. I got that in my teen years, and I won't tell you why. It's my secret. think that the concession stands are too expensive? That's why I have 4 boys, and they always want to go to these events. But who has that kind of money for the concession stand?
Well, I never get up into the stands, and I'm never I'm not really comfortable with sitting at a sporting event or.
Even when you go to a hockey game.
Oh, don't go to hockey.
You don't go to hockey.
No.
Because you
Black.
can't see. Well, what sports do you like, John Salley?
I like boxing.
Boxing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you good at that?
I was actually boxed for a while. I was Sticky Glick. I was my name. I boxed in the Army, which was interesting because I was in the Navy. But I think it's a wrong sport. I think people get injured. Although I think Cassius Clay is a wonderful talent.
His name is Muhammad Ali.
His name is
Muhammad Ali.
Who? Cassius Clay?
No. His name is Muhammad Ali. It used to be Cassius Clay back in the 70s, and then he changed it to Muhammad Ali.
So he has 2 names. I think that's brave.
No, he has 1 name.
He has 1 name.
Muhammad Ali.
And is it incorrect to ever call him Muhammad Clay? Or Cassius Ali? That could be fun, mixing it all up, and especially if you'd had a couple of Chablis and you got bored with just that 1 name.
My security is the Nation of Islam, so you can ask them that, but I don't think they would appreciate it.
Why would, and they would get angry?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're black, and they're going to be angry anyway.
Oh, I see. Well, then you know what? Muhammad Ali is fine with me. I don't want to get anyone angry at me because I got so many enemies. Who do you think killed Kennedy?
Did you call me a monkey earlier?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
See, this is your kind of. Do you look for insults from people like me?
No.
Because I'm telling you, I'm so filled with love for everyone, and I think it's a shame for those who aren't.
Yeah.
Although I know a lot of those people, they come over for cards, and I don't like having them, but you know, once you have a traditional poker game, it's hard to break it up. Now. What did I want to ask you? Dennis Rodman, he's kind of strange.
That's the pot calling a kettle black. He is.
Did you call me a kettle?
No,
oh, I see.
I didn't call you a kettle. I called you a pot. No.
Oh, I see. You represent so much that I think is right in America, that it's a pleasure to talk with you.
Thank you. Yeah, where'd you see me, ever?
I haven't. I met you backstage and I hit on your wife. That's all I know of you, but... Don't you go away.
Coming up, Jiminy Garoppolo.
And we're out.
Do you like jube-jubes?
Yeah, I do.
So do I. How much time do we have?
2 minutes.
I gotta get us some jube-jubes!
See that fat boy run?
Hello, I'm Jiminy Glick, and the show is Lollywood, and I'm talking to the wonderful Doris Roberts. Doris Roberts, welcome.
Thank you.
You worked with Marilyn Monroe, didn't you?
No, not this year. No.
Marilyn Monroe, Norma Jean Monroe.
Yeah, I know who that was, but no.
But you studied with her, and she was
yes,
wonderful.
I did.
Because you were 2 beauties. You were 2 wonderful, radiant
That's
beauties.
so dear. Thank you so
You
much.
wonderful.
That's so dear.
Billy Crystal.
Yeah.
Who's Billy Crystal?
Billy Crystal's a fabulous comedian. And I played his mother twice.
You played his mother twice?
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Isn't that nice? Yeah.
That's wonderful,
so.
wonderful, 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 wonderful. And all these wonderful credits. I look down. Tell me about working on A Time. No, I don't want to hear that. Tell me about working with the wonderful Anna
the Laurel in Simple Justice. What was that about?
I worked with Cesar Romero in Simple Justice.
Cesar Romero, I knew his barber. Interesting story. I was talking to...
Is that too slippery
No,
for
no,
you?
don't be so...
Okay.
Believe me, I've been in slippier.
Okay.
I remember talking to a...
Oh, my God.
I remember talking to Cesar Romero's barber. Interesting story. I was having teeth plaque removed from bonding, but that's not real the point of the story.
This was the barber who did this?
Yes, no. No. Cesar Romero knew George Maharis, and I was a tremendous fan of his brothers, Leon Maharis, who never really made it, and I don't know why. Excuse me, sorry. I give up this number to very few. And so, hello? Yes. No, Leon, the napkin, no, we're using paper. We're using paper. For Nick and the group, we're using paper, thanks. It's under the bureau. You were talking about, who are you?
Doris Roberts is my name.
Doris, of course, I know, and you're wonderful.
Thank you.
You're wonderful.
Thank you.
I'm not totally familiar with everything, but I know that I loved you, and everyone loves... When you're working on that series you're on,
Everybody Loves Raymond.
That's also a good one.
Yeah.
When you're working on that, and you and Peter Boyle, you square off and you say, "Listen, he's my son too," and it's very moving. It's very wonderful. It's very because it's brave.
It is, isn't it?
It's brave.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you were in the Rose with Bette Midler. Was she difficult?
No.
She wasn't?
No.
But she was demanding.
No.
Mean.
No.
I can't imagine that either. Word gets back from those who will claim that, and I'll say, hello. It's wonderful, but it's a vicious town. I always wanted a vicious town. You are like a breath of spring. I loved you in The New Leaf.
Oh, thank you. That was fun.
Elaine. In a stupor most of the time. No? Then what is... What?
Her brain goes too fast.
Her brain goes too fast. Well, I mean, isn't that so much of the way of Hollywood?
Not necessarily.
I don't agree with you either. All right, well, thank you very much. Again, my favorite work of all is your role as Claire Forrest.
You remember that?
Oh, my God. I knew Richard Chamberlain through Friends. And he was always saying, what's Ben Casey got on this week? What's Ben Casey got on that week? And then we saw Claire Forrest. It was wonderful because Doris Roberts was emoting. And it was a stretch because there were no balloons involved. It was pure acting, and I thought that was wonderful. Thank you, Doris Roberts.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for continuing to give us a chance to understand what true acting and dignity can mean. Because so many are on drugs.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Jiminy Glick, it's Lalawood. Doris
Roberts.
Stacy, hold up a card so I'm not made to look the fool.
Now we go out and about with Jiminy Glick.
I am so excited because I'm sitting here with an absolute living legend and a man who means so much laughter and so much joy to so many people. Albert Brooks. Say hello to Albert. How are you?
It's actually Mel, but...
It's Mel Brooks.
Yeah,
Albert my God. Well, his notes are worthless. I don't know what to ask you now.
Yeah, Albert's the other guy.
And you're Mel Brooks.
Mel, yes, right.
Mel Brooks.
Shorter, older.
You were born in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I was born in Brooklyn.
So you lived in poverty?
My mother used to cash in milk bottles to help me go to the movies. Yeah.
That's good old-fashioned poverty. Those are the kind of people that I don't tend to want to even mingle with because I'm afraid they're not bathing as much as you'd like. Did you bathe?
Yeah, well, we did in the kitchen sink. We had a little kind of kitchen sink tub.
You're often included on the list of all-time great comedians. How did that happen? And what have you done?
Are you saying that you, for one, don't agree with that?
Oh,
or?
No.
What are you saying? I mean, you're putting it in a way so that all those people who thought I was funny are silly and wrong, and you've got a better take on.
No. Do you know what that's called? That's called paranoia, and it's coming. And you know what it's caused from? It's being not that clean and poor as a child. You were a jazz drummer.
Yes.
I had once an infection in my outer colon, and my doctor gave me a few rim shots, and it absolutely helped me. And I think that it can help you too, because
rim shots.
Rim shots.
In your outer colon.
Outer colon. He gave me a few rim shots, and it helped. It was an infection. It was an infection. That's what it was. That's what it was. Now let's
give me a minute. Okay. All right. I'm fine now.
You were a stand-up comedian.
I was a stand-up comedian. Yes.
That's a Catskills.
Yes.
What's the Catskills?
Catskills are a series of mountains just outside of New York City.
What would people do in the Catskills?
Well, they would eat a lot of sour cream, chopped vegetables and sour cream, and usually they would die.
They would just go up to die then?
No, they wouldn't die from it.
Oh, I see.
Because they would sing Dancing in the Dark. That was their favorite song. And they would sing it in the wrong key. They would start much too high. They'd be rocking on the porch, as Jews are wont to do.
I know. That's my next question.
Dancing in the dark. You know that we're in trouble already. Till the two ends, we're waltzing in the dark. And it's soon and we can face the music together. And then they have a stroke.
And they'd be gone.
Then there was a porch person, a Gentile, who would take them away and...
Just take these dead Jews away.
Yes, take these dead Jews away.
That's wonderful.
Well put.
What scares Mel Brooks?
Olive oil. There are many things that, if I came upon them, would frighten me.
Michael Jackson, do you think he's cuckoo?
Oh, no. He's a wonderful, beautiful person.
Oh, so you're in business with him?
No.
Okay, I understand it. I understand how it works.
Why make enemies? Who the hell knows?
Right.
He's liable to run a studio one day.
The producers.
Yes.
Why didn't people see it?
Everybody saw it.
They did?
Yeah.
I heard it was a big fiasco. That's what a friend of mine who was powdering my hands said. Yeah. You're saying it was a hit?
It's a big show on Broadway.
And it was shut out of the Tonys. It must have hurt.
Wasn't shut out. It won the most Tonys ever. It won 12 Tonys.
But it was nominated for 14. That meant it lost 2.
No. That's very good.
Whatever you say, Mel. Whatever you say. And Michael Jackson's normal. I'm going to go along with you because you're my guest. Has show business, is it still not ready to accept someone who is Jewish?
But only Jews are in show business.
Really?
I don't know of one Gentile that's ever succeeded in show business.
What's your big beef with the Nazis?
What's my big beef?
Yes, it seems like you're always knocking.
What's my big beef with the Nazis?
You're always knocking the Nazis. Oh, it's time for Mel Brooks to knock the Nazis, it seems.
Oh, I don't know. I think they're rude.
I guess. This has been absolutely so much fun.
This is the craziest interview I've ever done in my life.
That's why they call me multidimensional.
Okay, wonderful.
One other question. Where did he go? Why is this man stormed up?
Primetime Glick. We'll be back after this.
My first guest, you all know from the wonderful hit show The West Wing. Oh, these are new words. I've got to sometimes check this out. That's better. He stars on The West Wing, which I have not seen, but I plan to. He's got $1 million smile, $1 billion attitude, and pec implants that cost probably about $49.95. Please welcome Rob Lowe. Oh, Robbie!
Seat, my man.
Oh, aren't you? Isn't it exciting? Everyone is so happy for your success in this show.
Thank you.
And I've not seen it again. I mean to.
Right.
But, I'm so far behind in my tapes. There's still that St. Elsewhere episode I mean to get to. What is The West Wing about, Rob Lowe?
Well, it's about the White House.
The White House. And you play a presidential seamstress. Now, what exactly is that term mean?
It's a very similar word, but it actually is speechwriter.
Speechwriter.
Right.
And you write all his speeches.
That would be right.
But not for the real president. This is for a fictitious president. You were born in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Yes.
And yet there's not a trace of an accent. What is Rob Lowe running away from?
My Southern heritage.
Your Southern heritage. You know, many people felt that being from the South, you've got to lose it. The wonderful Ava Gardner had a Southern accent, and she was told to lose it too, and she was always drinking even then. But she was a man's woman, and I think that she broke Frank Sinatra's heart. And I don't think he ever recovered. I think Mia Farrow was a bandage, and I think that Juliette Krauss was a fake, and I think that Barbara Sinatra could be mean to the people that she didn't like and nice to the people she liked. What is your opinion of Barbara Sinatra?
Now, are you sweating or crying?
Oh, no. I tend to retain water facially. It's very, it's an old family trait.
Okay, I'm just...
You did a bit of R.J. Wagner. Could you do a bit of R.J. Wagner for us? The wonderful Robert Wagner.
You know, when I was doing It Takes a Thief, yeah.
He's doing Wagner. What do you expect, lady?
I begged Roddy not to do those ape pictures. And if he did, at least to play the orangutan part.
Wonderful, 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 wonderful. And also you do. Oh, son of a. Your middle name is Helper.
Hepler.
Helper.
Hepler.
Helper.
Hepler.
Blur.
Hepler.
And I love hamburger helper. You've often said that people either get it or they don't get it. What does that mean, Rob Lowe? What does that mean when people get it or they don't get it?
Wow. Thank you.
What does that mean, that kind of thing that you said? Our people don't get it or they get it?
They get it or they don't get it?
You said it, dear.
I did?
Yeah. You said people get it and they don't get it.
Any context would help me? Was that, you know, like what era? What
you know
movie?
What they were straightening the
anything?
tie when someone said ask them about it. I don't know. Does Tom Poston get it?
Oh, he gets it big time.
And Susan Plachette, are they going to make it work?
Listen, I saw them up at the Bel Air, sitting in the corner. They were awesome. Out playing golf. I think it's going to happen for both of them.
Who don't you like in Hollywood, Rob Lowe? Who upsets you?
Well, you're beginning to.
Oh, I'm so.
Wow. Ready?
Someone call a medic! So you're on the West Wing, and it's about a president, and I think. And I'm anxious to see it. I'm anxious to see it. I want to see it because I think that it's going to be good. And I wish you all the best. And I hear that you're off to Winnipeg, Canada.
I'm off to Canada?
I can't hear about this now. Rob Lowe, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back after these important
Coming up, Billy Crystal. Now we go out and about with Jiminy Glick.
I'm sitting with a wonderful talent, the quadruple threat, the wonderful Mr. Billy Crystal. And you look marvelous. I love when you did that thing you used to do. What was that?
It was a character named Fernando.
Fernando. You wear so many hats. And you've done this wonderful film. And the film is called 61, and it's the story of Roger Moore and how he got 007.
No.
What is that?
Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle.
He was a curler.
No, it was a baseball player.
Baseball player.
They played for the Yankees
The
together.
Yankees. People from the East.
Yeah.
I love the Yankees. That's why I love the film Jezebel with Betty Davis. And she kept saying, I'm tired of Yankees coming into our hometown, stealing plantations. Betty Davis was wonderful. She was about this high near the end. Why do people get smaller as they age, Billy
I don't know. I think
but
you
you
just...
know so much. You know how to woo the audience in the Oscars, and you're so strong. And my wife Dixie and I will order in Greek food every time you host the Oscars.
Why Greek food?
My secret. Let me ask you something, Billy Crystal. Did you like Steve Martin on the Oscars?
Yes, I did. I thought he was very funny.
Why?
Why was he very funny?
Yeah,
Because he is. He's a uniquely talented, funny man.
I thought his material was funny, but he's so pale. And I like a swarthier host, don't you?
I don't think it's...
Weren't you a mime?
No, I'd never... no.
Weren't you a mime in Spinal Tap?
I was a mime in Spinal Tap, yes. I
So
said...
how come you said you weren't a mime before? You're lying?
No, I played a mime.
Are you one of those Hollywood liars?
No. I played a mime, but I never was a mime, like at a mall or something
I'm
like
not going to get argumentative because I'm thrilled you're here and I love you in a beard.
Did you see Spinal Tap?
No, I read the book.
Because I said it. Mime is money.
I'm not interested in that part of the conversation. Do you like Bill Clinton?
I did, yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
And the pardons bothered you.
The pardons bother me a little bit.
Why the pardons
Let me
bother
ask you
you?
something. Well, how did you feel about the lying to people?
When you talked about, you mean that you
Not
weren't
me,
a mime?
him. No. When he said I'd never had sex with that person.
I don't like the lying, and I don't like the arrogance, and I don't like that color. His hair has gone too white. It's depressing. What about Donna Pescow?
I never worked with
Yes, you
Donna.
did.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
Did not.
Human Feelings.
Oh, I did. You're right.
Tina Louise.
Yes.
And the wonderful George Maharis, who I loved in Route 66. You got to work with him in SST.
Yes.
Flight.
Yes, it was actually a very cheesy kind of movie that everybody was on. I forgot that George
Maharis like?
I never saw him. We never worked
Never
together.
saw him because he was so enigmatic.
No, he was so not there when I worked.
He was not there when you worked. Well, there's that Marvin Hamlish. I don't think he should wear jeans anymore. What do you think?
Really?
Oh my God, I thought there was a denim parade going by and the denim float had broken and gone down the sidewalk. It was Marvin Hamlish. He was racing toward, and he was...
Let me ask you something about your chest. What happens here?
What's your point?
Is that...
You played a gay boy on Soap.
Yes, I did.
Are you gay?
No.
You're not gay?
No.
You're sure? You've never even thought about it?
I'm sure.
And yet, you played a gay boy so convincingly. And isn't that weird? I gotta imagine that a big hetero like us, we can imagine being forced to play.
Like us.
Yes, two hetero boys, and we have to suddenly play smooching scenes and something.
I'd never played a smooching scene. This was a situation comedy back in the late 70s called Soap.
Soap?
Yeah, it was a big hit for about 4 years.
It was.
And it was the first recurring gay character on a primetime show.
And you were smooching with the boy?
No, there was no smooching.
There was no smooching?
No.
Robert De Niro.
Yes.
What's that about?
What do you mean, what's that about?
You think he's real good?
I think he's pretty great, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
What? Now, George Maharis you love.
De Niro has to say the F word. I don't like the F word. F this, F that, F. And he's always playing gangsters a lot, and I bet he bullies people on the set.
Oh, no, he's very quiet.
No,
he plays that character great, but he's a very quiet...
I hear he's quiet.
Yeah, he's terrific. You'd like him.
No, I don't think.
But maybe you're right. If you like George Maharis, you'll hate Robert De Niro.
That's what I think. It's just so wonderful you stop by, and I will say thank you.
We didn't even talk about... Yeah, go ahead.
Go
Well,
ahead.
I have a new movie coming out with Julia Roberts that...
You have a movie with Julia Roberts?
That's really pretty much the only reason I did this.
What's it called?
It's called America's Sweethearts.
America's Sweethearts. And you two
Catherine
play...
Zeta-Jones, Chris Walken.
Uh-oh. Cuckoo! Cuckoo! Cuckoo!
A little bit, but he's great.
Did he know he was in the film?
Once we told him.
When does the film come out?
July 11th.
Oh, I'm going to be away. Can you get me a tape?
Yes, sure. I'll get you a
Thanks,
tape.
Billy Crystal. It's been a thrill and a pleasure. You can go now. I've got other people. Thanks.
Primetime Glick will be back after this.
On an all-new Primetime Glick with Martin Short, Jiminy goes to the hoop with John Salley and grills Janine Garofalo.
How old are you?
I'm 36.
30!
New episode of Primetime Glick with Martin Short, Wednesday night at 10:30, only on Comedy Central.
Thank you very much, Rob Lowe. You've been one of a kind. And we'll see you all next time because you're sensational.
It is so hot in here.
It is warm, but it's very refreshing.
I don't know.
And may Buddha go with you all. And for those of you who are carpooling, please feel Matt and Affleck. You took them.
What?
Give them back to me. Get them back.
These were a gift from Chelsea Clinton.
Oh, you're lying
That's
to me.
your first daughter.
I don't care. Like the black-haired liar.
Oh, God! You got me in the nose. I've got a
shoulder shoot. Swing my ass. Stop the cow, my face. Come on, pretty boy. Tell me about how you go about doing Hotep.
Hotep was the character I did in Prince of Egypt.
That's right.
Yes, it was a cartoon character.
It was a cartoon character.
Yeah, so there wasn't really a lot of, inner work, as we say, because he was two-dimensional.
He was two-dimensional.
Yeah.
But also, your work in Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid.
Mm-hmm.
Was that two-dimensional?
No, that's three-dimensional.
Three-dimensional.
Yeah, because that's a real person.
Is there a book on this to really know the difference
between the two-dimensional and the three-dimensional?
Is there, or is this just kind of that general knowledge you got from doing all the different things you did?
No, there's a specific book on it, and it's called The General Theory of Relativity.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I would love to get that. There's so much more I want to talk to you about, but I am on this United
Are we
flight.
running out of time?
No, not really. I just want to slide down and stretch out. You were born at 4:55 a.m. Are you still a morning person?
That 4:55 a.m. has always been very, very special to me. And I love...
oh, for God's sake,
that's
Reggie's
private
there.
and
Go away, Reggie,
It's okay,
please.
Reggie's okay.
I know, Reggie, please. Reggie is...
Why are you choking him by the
I'm
neck?
I'm not
Why are you squeezing his testicles?
There we go. He'll be out for a while, and he won't bother anyone. You have a Modigliani?
No, I don't have a Modigliani.
Moody Blues. You are absolutely wonderful. You do all this art, and that's just to impress people, to show people that you're not just a comic.
Yes, that's right.
Yes, I've always wanted to ask you that. People said, ask him that, and I think, why? We all know the answer.
But who are some of your great interviews?
Well, this isn't one. But I had a wonderful interview with the Ali Khan years ago.
Uh-huh.
And
the Ali Khan.
Ali Khan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, Ali McGraw. That's who I always...
Right.
I always get her and the late Madeline Kahn mixed up, and I always did it at the time. And I remember Ali McGraw, she did a wonderful thing. She read from Homer.
She did?
Yes. And she did her practice where she underlines certain little words and hits them. She's not so much
that's a
Methodist.
good technique, actually.
Do you know what I think? You know what I mean? And if she underlines the I, suddenly it's you don't have to feel in the moment as much.
Right. There's a kind of...
Yeah. Do you know what I think?
And what would if it weren't underlined, what could happen?
Do you know what I think? You could go up. Do you know what I mean? You could scream things. You could be.
Right.
You could be. And I think Ali McGraw is underappreciated. I do. You were a cheerleader in high school.
I was a cheerleader.
Did you ever worry about people think you were a big fey thing?
No, because cheerleaders aren't necessarily fey.
Oh no, they're very butch. Were you wearing a skirt or were you wearing
No, I would wear
a male cheerleader.
I would wear shorts. Yeah, maybe you're right.
My wife Dixie and I will sit in the porch and we'll have a wonderful Chablis. And next thing you know, we're flipping each other with towels and flipping each other off.
Did you say your wife, Dixie?
Yes, I did.
Huh.
There's so many things I want to ask you, and there's so little time.
Yes, Carrie.
Carrie!
Donovan.
Carrie Schwartz, my dentist.
Carrie Donovan.
Who's Carrie Donovan?
She was a fashion editor for the New York Times and wore those big glasses.
See,
and
this is
still
what I
does,
love
think.
about you. Because so many people think that you're one thing, and
But
they've
I'm not.
seen that one thing.
I'm two things, actually.
You're two
yeah.
things, and you're two things, and you are layered, and you're smart, and you're not a wild and crazy guy.
I think Cary Grant used to wear those glasses, too. And that's actually the first thought I had when I saw you put those on.
But you changed it to a name that no one would get.
Exactly.
Do you think that instinct to almost go there but not quite achieve it has kept you out of the big money?
Ask me again.
Do you think that's Okay, that's good.
I'm not being a very good interview, am I?
You're being wonderful.
Yeah.
You all know my first guest as David Letterman's band leader on The Late Show, which I have not seen, but I have this one friend who used to watch it, and he said he was always laughing at some of the things. So please welcome the Ed Koch of the keyboards, Paul Shaffer.
Jiminy, right here.
You startled me. See, I was told to look over there. Look at you.
Look at that, what you have.
Isn't that wonderful?
You spare no expense.
Well, yes, and it really is. It could be anybody. It could be...
No, it's not. It could be.
No, but it's you.
It is me, yeah.
And it's just that wonderful, completely bald look. It reminds me of the great Dwight Eisenhower as he marched into Munich, or wherever he marched. Please sit down.
Yeah, thank you very much. I must be honest with you. First of all, you can't really hear very well back there. Billy Bob Thornton is in the hospital?
No. Irving Cohen.
Oh, Irving Cohen is in the hospital.
But Billy Bob Thornton, I was trying to remember his name. I couldn't remember his name, but you know,
But how is Irving Cohen?
Irving Cohen, I don't know. I just found out. I'm freaking out. He's had many bypasses, but this one scares me.
I'm very concerned. I'm a big fan of Irving Cohen, as you know.
Well,
and of his music. I am a connoisseur of the standards, the old songs.
And you're a musician.
Yes, I am. Do they brief you at all?
Well, they've told me so many things, but you're not exactly who I thought you'd be. See, I was told
Who were you expecting?
I think I was thinking Gary Bergdorf from MASH, and I realized that it's a totally different guy because Gary has, as we say in the South, a lot of his feathers have blown away too, and so
you're obsessed with this bald thing. This is my look. This is, you know, me. This is really the best I can do at this particular point, and I go with it.
Well, no, I think it's brave. You've kept the eyebrows.
Look at you. Thank you.
I've not again seen your show, but word gets back from those who have.
Excuse me, you haven't seen the Letterman show, is that what you're saying?
It's so late, isn't it?
I see.
But you...
Well, Hollywood is an early early town.
We really do.
Yeah, but you don't drive, I understand.
No. Now I have a driver. I sit in the sidecar of a motorcycle.
Really? And in the rain, what happens to your hair?
In the rain, I don't care because I like rain.
Ah.
A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. A lot of people.
I didn't know the show was so relaxed.
A lot of people don't like rain, but some people do. And that's why I think umbrellas are important. Don't you, Paul Shaffer?
Excuse me?
Do you remember the first... Do you remember the...
I want to ask you something. How do you feel about the young performers of today? Do they measure up?
I'm a tremendous fan of Justin Timberlake.
From NSYNC?
Yes, I have every...
What do you like about him?
Well, I think his attitude with Britney is brave. He says, "This is my lady. Britney Spears is my lady, and I'm proud of her, and I'm not going to pretend anymore."
So you do keep up with the youth?
Oh yes, I do. I've never missed an issue of Tiger Beat.
Really?
Yes.
Let me name some people, and I want you to comment on them. Some
wonderful,
people, some current people.
Let's have Juju.
Jiminy, you're on. You're on. Okay. Which is your favorite?
E3.
What's the question? I forgot the question.
You got quiz me on all the young people.
Okay. Candy spelling.
Candy spelling.
Tori's mother.
Candy spelling is a wonderful girl. But I think that she's one of the... Not many people could make Aaron sexy. And I think if you could make Aaron spelling sexy, you deserve $500 million.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Christina Aguilera.
Gesundheit. She's wonderful. Now, see, here's what I think. This wonderful thing that Justin Timberlake didn't tell me, but I read it somewhere that he said Christine Aguilera. But how do you say your name?
This is how she says it, I believe. Christina Aguilera.
Christina
Aguilera. Yeah.
And I think that she's done this blonde hair and she's trying to look like Britney. And I call that thievery. And I think it's wrong for Christina to ever to steal her look. You were in Who's That? Look Who's Talking.
I was in Look Who's Talking To. Guess Who's Talking To? Look Who's Talking To.
Have you had a stroke or a seizure or something?
Was it Guess Who's Talking To or Look Who's Talking To?
It's called Look Who's Talking To.
T-O-O.
It's Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. That was Hepburn and Tracy.
That's right. Well, that was wonderful. I wasn't in that.
That was wonderful. But Guess Who's Talking with John Travolta.
Have you ever thought of doing a one-man show?
A one-man show I did for many years.
Who did you do?
I played Harry S. Truman.
It was a one-man show that you did about Harry Truman. Really?
Yes.
I knew you would be great in a one-man show.
It was so much fun because I played Bess Truman, I played Margaret Truman at the piano, and I played Stalin. Oh, I want Bosch. That's what I want. I played Charles de Gaulle. I played all the people. It was wonderful. I played Eisenhower, and I played Nixon. I'd love to get you a videotape, but it doesn't exist.
No.
Well, this has been absolutely fun. It really has.
Thank you.
And you know what? It's interesting. I'm so upset about Irving Cohen. I just found out that I don't have a ride home. I was wondering if you could give me a lift.
Where do you live?
I live in the valley.
Nah, I'm not going that way.
Well, that's okay. I don't live in the valley. I'll go wherever you go.
All right, we'll think about it.
All right. Well, this has been so much fun. Paul Shaffer, we have so much more shows. I think he's the best musician in the world. You are the best. We'll be back after this.
Damon Wayans, right after this. With Jiminy Glick.
I'm sitting here with the wonderful Damon Wayans of the legendary Wayans family. Which Wayans brother are you, Damon Wayans? I get confused. There's so many of you. Damon Ivory Wayans.
No, that's Damon Kyle Wayans. It's Keenan Ivory.
Keenan Ivory.
Yes.
Damon Ivory, Damon Kyle. It seems like it's too much for this noggin of mine to take in. Why is Hollywood Damon Kyle
Ivory
Wayans Coast? Why? Hold on, please. I'm sorry. I don't know. I give this number to so few. Hello? Oh, hi, Dixie. How are you? No. Tell the Sparklets man he must bring them into the room, or he doesn't get Christmas bonus. Let me finish what my thought is. Ow. Women. Can't live with them, can't live without them. But, I'm one of these guys that need it every night, so I can't get too mad at her. Major Payne. What's Major Payne?
It could be many things.
But it's a film you did, a film.
Oh, yes, it's a movie.
A film you did, and you were wonderful in it. And you played a major who was mean to the children. And he was disciplining the children. But I thought it was, I think of it now and again, I just saw the one sheet. But I can imagine that it was a wonderful film because I think disciplining children is very important, Damon Kyle. Yeah, I think it's good. I discipline my children.
You have to.
And I remember one time Morgan came home and he said, I think I've got a young lady impregnated. And I was furious with him, and I sent him to his room. And I was going to buggy whip him. Then I remembered that wasn't done anymore. Now, In Living Color had that wonderful rubber-faced fellow. What's his name? He was Lauren Hawley's muse, I think, for a while. Lauren Hawley's
Jim
muse.
Carrey.
Jim Carrey! Does that ever get tiresome, old rubber face saying, oh, look what I can do? Does that ever just kind of say, you know what, Jim? Go in the corner. We approve of you. We like you. We really think we're on your side. But you've got to stop. And someone just break a lovely pill and put it in his coffee and push him off in the corner just for one day.
He's a funny guy.
He's a funny guy. But you find him exhausting.
No, I didn't say that. You said that. No.
Should Talia Shire change her hairdo?
I think so.
She should.
And that name, Talia.
Talia Shire, it's such a bad name. It's such a bad name. It's such a bad name. What's it like being you? There's a timeless quality about you. Has anyone ever compared you to Mary Martin?
Maybe once.
Once. I bet you get that a lot because she was timeless too. Well, this has been absolutely wonderful. I'd love to talk more, but I don't have a clue what else I'd ask you. I think that you are absolutely one of my favorites. Again, I've not seen really any of the work, but word gets back from those who have that there's an energy and there's a bravery. And I say thank you, Damon, Ivory, Kyle. Thank you for everything that you plan to be, and I can't wait to see some sort of a highlight reel.
Primetime Glick will be back.
Now we go out and about with Jiminy Glick.
I am just literally sitting on pins and needles. And I mean it. I brought a little thing with needles on it, and I sat in my, because I find it more comfortable, but also because I can't believe that I'm with Sharon Stone, who I think is the sexiest, hottest woman in movies. Oh, look at you. You are everything that's gorgeous, lady. Gorgeous girl.
You're a big man, aren't you?
No fair peeking.
Get over here and give me one. Give me one. Give me one.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
You got something, don't you?
I do. Well, my lips are a little dry. This is...
Give me some.
Sorry, yeah, do that. This is actually a Viagra chapstick. It's so you can keep a stiff upper lip. That's
My lips are puffing up.
Oh, baby, are they ever.
I still got it, don't I?
Oh, honey, you have it forever and a day. I'm not bad looking, but not as pretty as you. But I did my eyes different. But that's sincerely, let's go through the journey of Sharon Stone. As a child, you said that you wanted to be the next Marilyn Monroe. Even as a child, you knew it.
No.
You didn't want to be Marilyn Monroe?
No.
Who did you want to be?
Burt Lancaster.
Burt Lancaster. Well, you pulled that off, but why didn't you want to be... You could bend spoons, evidently, with your mind. That's what it said.
That's true.
It said in photoplay.
Right, that's true.
Yes.
That's true.
How can you do that?
Watch.
I said a spoon, dear. Oh, I'm quick. I can't speak for the room.
That's what they say.
Tell me about that. You were a Ford model.
Yes.
And was there nudity involved?
A little bit.
Oh. Wonderful. Naomi Campbell, what's that about?
She's pretty good looking. Nice
She is good looking, but she's throwing her phones at assistants all the time and freaking out and saying, you call that a blush? And she throws it against the wall.
But you've never thrown phones at your assistant or done a bad thing?
Sure I have. I had a starter pistol, and I once fired it at an assistant.
Are they still living?
Well, sure, they were singed. They were out of commission for about 4 months, and I paid like $5,000 or something. But who cared? How dare they deliver a sandwich with no mayo? Let me just get something.
Hey, I said don't touch me.
There is a stain on your leg. Can I not help but get a...
Hey! I said, somebody get him to stop touching me.
It's like Tourette's. I'm telling you that I've never...
Jim, let's move on.
You don't know what you make men go through. You make men go through hoops.
Dixie.
Oh, Dixie's in a stupor. She's in a Betty Ford Center for an estimate. She doesn't know. Let's talk about Basic Instinct. Oh, my God. Were you wonderful in that movie? I loved you in Basic Instinct. Where'd you go? In Basic Instinct. At one point, you go like this. And then at first I thought I wanted to scream, wardrobe! And you were astounding in that movie.
Thanks.
Ah, this woman. This woman stands for something in Hollywood. She is charitable. There's other stuff, I'm sure. And she is someone who I've admired from afar. So to get a chance to be with a luscious, living legend with a set of knockers for days, I'm getting in there.
Somebody get him off me! Get him off!
Primetime Glick will be back after this.
son of a
Mother.
Adrian, are you okay?
Yes, absolutely. Looking forward to our next guest. I'm a big fan.
Isn't that funny? I'm not. And I'm not sure why, but whenever I see him, there's a sense of despair that overtakes me. And yet I hear he's wonderful to the crew, which is good, I guess. I've never really understood why that mattered. Anyway, this should be fun. Please welcome the wonderful Brad Garrett.
Okay.
Oh, that's good! Yay! Let's hear it.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Look at what he's doing.
Oh my God, you are. It's like a freak walked into the room.
Thank you.
It is just amazing. Honestly, I always wondered what would it be like to interview Shrek.
That's kind of what it's like, yes.
Oh my God, how tall are you, Lanky?
Lanky is about 6'8", actually.
6'8". Oh, yeah. That's good old-fashioned Circus Vargas stuff.
Yes, it is. Well, that's how I got my start, was with the circus.
And then you end up doing stand-up comedy, and before you know it, you're on this $100,000 you're getting for the Star Search. Tell us about that story.
Well, I was 24 years old when I was on the show.
Yes.
And
Speed it up. We've got.
Yeah, and it was
I mean, we don't have to know. I had 3 suits to my name.
Yeah.
And that day, I'd had an omelet. All that stuff we don't need. You're walking out, we want to say, great sweater, and we want to move on to other people. Let's see some of that stand-up comedy act, because I bet it was funny.
I used to do impressions. What are you saying? I used to. Yeah. But do you want to know who my first impression was? Herman Munster.
Herman Munster.
Have you ever seen the Munsters?
I'm seeing him now.
Oh,
come on, please.
No, don't do it.
No wonder you got that $100,000.
Yeah, well, it's...
That's amazing. Did Sinbad have a staph infection that day? Because he usually just wins.
Oh, my.
No.
Oh, thank God.
Ray Romano, though. Do you like him?
No, I don't.
He's cocky.
He's cocky.
He's cocky.
Okay.
What the hell happened?
Let me out. Okay, all right.
Why can't you lift me,
I'm not that strong of a freak. Okay. Okay, all right. Come on, Jiminy. Please, wow.
How did something like that happen? Okay. This has been put on rollers again, and it's unacceptable. Jesus, that is talk about touched up and doctored.
Oh, my.
That's not you.
I really. That picture's actual size. That's the scary part.
It's a very deep voice you have.
Yes, it is.
Oh, my God.
You like that?
It sounds like you're in your living room and the bass, the woofer has blown or something.
Yes.
It's actually not really appealing.
It's not good? Yeah.
And you did B. Arthur's voice in the animated version of Golden Girls.
That's exactly right.
I love that.
That's exactly right. I did all of B's stunt work for years. That's how
you made a film. You made 8 Men Out, which was about a rowing team that turned gay.
I have to be honest. I never did that film. I don't know why it's on my resume. Obviously, you did your homework off the website.
I did.
So I.
Oh no, there are so many books written about you.
Well, there's a couple. I must send you.
Kitty Kelly can't put the pen down. That's wonderful, wonderful.
I love that.
Most of your cast phoned me just last night and say, this is a mistake.
Did they?
They did. None of them like you.
I understand
Patricia
that.
Heaton said, stop it. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
But you know what? They're wrong, because this has been fun. Is Brad Garrett not a hero to us? Brad Garrett, ladies and gentlemen. Wonderful.
Jiminy sits down with Jon Stewart right after this. Now we go out and about with Jiminy Glick.
I
am sitting with one of the most exciting new stars to smash through the horizon. His name is Elijah. And there's a last Wood. And he's a talent. And he's a remarkable spirit. Oh, I think you're wonderful.
Well, thank you.
Oh, look at these piercing blue eyes.
Yes.
It's like having Paul Newman back. It really is. Without being burdened with all that masculinity and all that stuff, the baggage that Newman carries.
That's right.
You've been an actor for what, 10 minutes?
About 15 years.
15 years?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? So you started in your 20s?
No, I'm in my 20s now.
So you started at 14 or something?
8 years old?
8 years old?
Yeah, little kid.
And education, I guess, went out the window.
Well, I was homeschooled, but there has to be a school that provides the work.
So homeschooling, how does that work?
Well, you get like a lesson plan and...
A lesson plan?
Yeah, and you do your school at work, you get the books at home, and you do it all at home.
Can an Elijah Wood spell?
Can I spell?
Yes.
I sure can.
Look, I'm gonna throw a word at you.
Oh, God. All right.
Are you ready, kid?
Yeah, go for it.
Window.
W-I-N-D-O-W. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it's E-W.
Oh,
But you see, that's the problem.
That's my initials, so...
E-W. Oh,
I should have known. So your name's Jiminy. Does that... You know you're named after a very famous cricket.
Well, I'll tell you exactly what happened. And it's a tragic story. I was 4 years old. My original name was Malcolm.
Malcolm?
Malcolm. And I never liked Malcolm. It sounded kind of swishy or something. But one day I sat on two crickets who were mating.
Oh.
And well, to be quite honest, my uncle is Scottish, and he brought home a kilt. So I was trying it on, and I wasn't wearing any underwear.
Oh.
And they scooted up my backside.
Oh, that's
And
terrible.
they were up there, and they mated, and they had children. And I had to have them surgically removed with tweezers.
Damn.
Over 14 crickets.
They had children in your bum-bum?
Well, as we called it back then, they had children in the back door.
Oh, okay.
Well, the next thing you know, they nicknamed me Jiminy. Isn't that funny? After all these years, no one's asked me. Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, there you go.
What? You were in Back to the Future 2.
Yeah.
And you played a hobbit.
No. Just a kid.
Just a kid who had a bad habit of smoking.
No. Just the Hobbit came many years later, but.
And what was that?
The Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I know this story. Children eat each other.
No.
Look at the film, boy.
Okay.
Children are on an island. And they eat each other. They season each other first, and they chow down. They're in a plane crash.
Oh, that's the Lord of the Flies. You're thinking of the Lord of the Flies, yep. That's right.
What's your film?
Lord of the Rings.
That's original. So one word, and they think from there it becomes a hit.
Well, it's also...
Typical Hollywood.
Sure. Well, it's 2 books, you know. Lord of the Flies is a book as well.
Oh, my goodness, so you did learn something from that homeschooling.
Well,
with the exception of addition, subtraction, reading, and writing. So I guess we should move on. You were in Avalon.
Avalon, yeah.
And you played Barry Bostwick's nephew, or fictitious. There's a story there. You played someone.
I played Barry Levinson as a child. It's sort of autobiographical. Barry Levinson directed it. What?
See, this is going back to, had you gone to a real school, you realize that directing is not something, it's not the word.
No,
it's directing. Yeah. But see, you sit there by yourself, you can't cheat from anyone. I wouldn't have graduated had I not cheated and lied. I bet the prom was tough. What do? You get in a limo and just circle the block. Directing. Oh, I love your innocence.
No, thank you.
I love how green and innocent you are. Your nickname's Elwood.
Yes.
And my cat was named Elwood.
Oh, that's very nice.
I saw it in the notes, and I was eating lasagna at the time. I dropped it right in the page. That's why there's so much stainage here. Because I couldn't believe it. I loved Elwood.
Oh, has Elwood passed?
He was killed. I just found his head on a golf course.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, it was awful.
What happened to Elwood?
My cousin ate him.
Oh.
He's demented. I can't really tell the story because my aunt's still alive, his mother.
Oh.
When she dies, I'll go on Merv or anyone who'll listen.
Sure.
Because it's a wonderful story.
What, so you really can't tell it now?
No, I can't. I wouldn't tell it now. Oh, it's dreadful. But that's our secret. Shh, shh.
Yeah.
Button it up, boy. Button it up. You're born in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
That's right.
Do they call it maize or corn?
Corn.
What's maize?
I'm not really sure what maize is.
You know why?
It's a form of corn.
You know
isn't
why
it?
you don't
Why?
know?
Because of the schooling? So should I? Yeah, maybe I should.
Well, this has been lots of fun. I've been sitting with, what's your name from the movie?
Frodo Baggins.
It is?
In the film?
Oh, well, I don't know. You know what? I have no idea who you were.
Oh.
Isn't Patty your mother?
No, that's Sean Astin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the one I wanted to talk to.
Oh, right.
Oh,
well,
shoot.
I'm sorry.
Well, we might show this.
Okay.
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 Thanks. This has been my interview with Elijah Wood, and he's the star of The Two Towers, and he's a star in his own right, and he's one of the sweetest spirits.
Thank you. It was very nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you. And we're gone. Now look.
Primetime Glick will be back after this.